Okay.
Oh, you did your shot without me?
What you have?
Oh,
Hey, everybody. We are now
Thanks,
live.
Tony.
Time to start drinking a little and get this rolling.
All right. Cheers, you guys and girls.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's unfortunate we didn't get the setup for everyone watching, though.
Yeah.
Oh, man. The cluster. Okay, so let me get.
Did you expect any more last game?
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you're tuning in, please share this around. You could take your pictures on your phone and put it on your stories or whatever. I want to send a thank you out to all the people who sent in tattoos for critiques. There was a ton, over 30, I think, and over 100 images. So
They won't see it.
everybody this round, but if
They
they
won't see
want
me.
to share comments, then we will do them again. Okay, thank you very much to the critiquers. I'm going to give everybody a little quick intro while everyone's sharing this around and stuff.
all right.
Okay, so we have Rain, who's an amazing painter. I think I did the Illustrator's Master's class. Fucking unbelievable original artist and a badass tattooer that works in New York City. Theartofrain.com is the website. Jake Meeks has been interviewing tattooers almost 10 years, over 10 years. Fucking
Yeah, a long time. Yeah.
And also runs seminars, webinars, and does convention events, all that shit. FiresideTattoo.com is his podcast. Stefano Alcantara has
That one's not on.
4 studios, 3 in Peru, 1 here in America. One of the world-class masters and also a convention co-promoter. StefanoAlcantara.com. And let's see. Okay, so we've got Thea Duskin, who's owned a tattoo studios before in Richmond, currently in Buffalo, a world-class painter who has shown works at the Museum for Kunst und Gewerbe, some German places. And TheaDuskin.com. Okay, Tony Romel from Tattoo Society, one of the world's very best, if not the very best, tattoo magazine, and he does nearly everything himself. You've seen him at tons of conventions all around the world. TattooSociety.com. And then lastly, but certainly not least, Bob Tyrrell, master drinker and a badass tattooer.
Cheers.
BobTyrrell.com. Okay, you can find everybody on Instagram. We'll start off with introductions from everybody. So it'll be really quick. We'll go through all of our critiquers. Two questions. What do you love about tattooing? What are you drinking? And you can fight over the mic because we don't necessarily have an order.
What am I drinking?
Yes.
Tequila, Patron. I don't know why I got Patron. I like Cuervo. I'm dirty.
Cuervo.
And I'm dirty.
I'm drinking
Wait, hold on. I also have
That's his whole bar.
I don't know if you guys know about this, but it's stronger than a beer.
I saw the commercial for that.
You gotta try it, Bob.
It's gross.
No, it's actually stronger.
How
much alcohol is in it?
Seltzer, Bud Light.
How much is in there? How much alcohol?
Oh yeah.
5%. Hey, I got
At Ultra you have that's like 2, I think.
I got a 4.2% in my Mick Ultra.
All right, well, it's
I
right.
like the Michelob Ultra. Best one for don't get a belly.
I'm trying to offset all the pizza and White Castle I eat.
Oh man. Who else?
So what's next? Okay, wait, I can do this. Thea, you want to tell us what you love about tattooing and what you're drinking?
Oh God, what's not to love about tattooing, right? I just don't like not working right now.
What is that?
I'm drinking the Cruise On. Not the best. Mid-tier rum.
He's drunk though.
Easily refilled.
You're drinking rum?
Yeah.
Wow. Sweet.
I cannot drink rum. I have many stories.
Yeah, it's definitely a headache.
Rum fucks me
Hey,
up.
what do you got going on there?
Who?
Who?
I've got Basil Hayden. You guys ever
Oh.
drink Basil Hayden?
I don't know what that.
Is that a whiskey?
It's an American whiskey.
Huh.
It's an American whiskey. It's delicious, and it's great for people who love tattooing.
Cool.
Specifically.
Try that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Awesome.
Lastly, so Rain, Stefano, what do you love about tattooing? What are you drinking? And then we can get on with some critique.
I'm drinking what most interesting men on the world drink.
I'm drinking a cocktail I made. It's called the Black Magic. There's a bunch of shit in there. It's vodka, elderflower liquor, Moscato, pomegranate juice. What else? Black sugar for the rimming and pearl dye.
Holy crap!
You win.
Yeah.
Had a lot of time on my hands this past month. It's not good for the liver.
Well, this is my first drink after the whole quarantine, so I'm starting light.
What?
But yeah,
Sure
man,
not.
yeah.
Everybody should make stuff on the drink shops.
I don't think you should be here then.
Yeah.
Hey, you're drinking now. That's all that matters.
I drink with my friends, so now you guys here, so that's good to celebrate, you know.
I'm drinking good old Tennessee sour mash.
Oh yeah,
Well,
right down the street from me.
I have prepared my pisco for the second.
Mm.
You live in Tennessee, bro?
Yeah, man. I'm in Memphis, so I'm a little bit further from Lynchburg, but not too far.
Yeah.
I'm in the grit grind area of Tennessee.
Nice. I've never been to Memphis. I
Oh
gotta
really?
go.
Oh yeah, man. It's awesome. Best town in
Yeah.
Tennessee.
That's what I've heard. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a convention there?
What's that?
Is there any convention going on? Not
In
now.
Memphis? Nah, there have been over the years, but nothing regular. There are a few close to here, Space City and Huntsville, and then Matt Stebley's show down in Due South is not too far from here. Both of those are close.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shall we have a quick drink and then get started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Okay.
Do half.
Get started here. Okay, first person up is Tori Fernandez from Black Honey Tattoo in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Wow, near me,
That's right near you.
my neighbor.
Oh shit! I got it.
Wait. Is this going to pop up on my screen?
It will pop up on your screen, and then no one is going to be able to see themselves.
Okay.
Hey, Tony, that's cheating using limes.
You know how I do it, but I can't.
Then why are you drinking tequila?
I love it.
I know.
You gotta try this one, Bob.
Really?
Which one?
That sounds. I don't know about that.
Is it Patron you're drinking?
No, it's a seltzer.
Oh, okay. I'll give it a shot, bro.
No, well, yeah, Patron, and you know, with seltzer. It's good.
That's a good combo.
Okay, so
Can we zoom in on these?
Tattoo
yeah,
here.
we can.
and if it's a little blurry, it'll crystallize as the computer lets us. And
This is
Wait,
bad.
say that again. I can't see it yet. What am I doing here?
This is killer.
You make it bigger?
Yeah, you can
Wait, I
zoom in
can't-
on them.
I can't see it at all. Hold on, I gotta find it.
you know what? It's one of the cameras.
Yeah, I'm looking for that. Let's see.
It's one of the Gabe Ripley ones. Bob, you can see
The
it.
Gabriel, please.
I can see it. Yep.
It's a pretty badass tattoo. If I can
Yeah.
Okay,
man.
yeah. I got it now. Yeah.
I suppose the drunken critique would be about cultural appropriation.
Eh,
No. That's fucking really good.
Well, good sense of anatomy in the face for sure.
Yeah, man. The lips look killer.
Knows where to put the highlights. That's cool.
Yeah. One thing I never do is put white highlights on, like, the tip of the nose and stuff like that.
You don't?
But when I see other people like this, when I see people do it, it's like, that looks fucking badass, Maybe I'm just kind of scared to try it. I usually leave the skin, the open highlights, just skin tone. And then I use the white in the eyes because, like, if you look at a photo, usually the highlights in the eyes and maybe on the lips if they're wet, like those wet areas. And, it's usually whiter than, like, the highlight on the tip of the nose,
Yeah.
So that's why I leave it skin tone. But when I see people do it like this, and I mean, everybody does it except me, I think, I see Robert Hernandez do it and Ralph Nonweiler, and it looks fucking badass. So maybe I should try it sometime.
Yeah.
What?
I think
that's not a critique. I'm not. It looks good. I think it looks
great too.
Hey.
That's better.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
I don't know if it's the picture, or I don't know if it is shading of white on the chin and on the forehead and in the top of the lip. I'm not sure if that is a picture or actually shading with white, but overall I think it's good to do. I like how
It looks like a female because I've seen a lot of them that look like a man.
No, this is a beautiful tattoo.
It's great.
Yeah.
One thing.
Good.
One thing I always think of whenever I'm like just trying to glancing, something that would be an easy trap to fall into is to have the headdress kind of competing with the face. But they did a really great job of softening all the edges on the headdress so the face is the focal point. And that's something that's it's like, it seems when you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, that's how you should do it. But when you're actually rendering it, you want to like pay too much attention to all the details in the headdress, and then it overwhelms like the actual focal point of the tattoo. And they did a great job of like keeping that in mind when they rendered this out.
I agree.
Also, pay attention to the texture in the band in the headdress. It's very light. I'm not sure how it's gonna hold up, but it looks really good. Like they made the little the lines look like you can see the fabric or the texture of the headdress, so that's cool.
I think it's always hard to critique a fresh tattoo.
Yeah, for sure.
In comparison of a heel tattoo,
Yeah.
I like to see the actual picture. But
The photo reference. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, next one up.
Yeah. I wish I had something constructive to say on that one to help, but that was really good.
Yeah, these are great tattoos.
Oh wow.
Yeah. If we're drunk, we should be critiquing shitty tattoos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Snake shit.
I love the car.
Yeah.
I'm sure they come in.
The car is amazing.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of putting portraits on the rib cage because all you move and the face, distort if you move it to your arm to the side, to the front, to the back, or way too open in your rib cage. So you need to be a right position to show your tattoo. It doesn't work in any other way. That's why I'm not really a fan of portraits on the rib cage. I always have to change the placement. But I think for a car it's okay because it's a car,
Yeah.
I mean, they work on the ribs. They always work out, it seems like. But I hate tattooing them, and when it's higher up in the rib cage and they have to have their arm up like this,
Yeah, and the stencil this size, and when you start tattooing, the tattoo is this big.
Exactly. So it's hard to tattoo, and it always works out in the end somehow.
It is true. At the end, it's gonna work, gonna heal well. But I mean, not a huge fan of portraits on the rib cage.
I stress out every time I do it. I'm fucking scared. I'm sweating bullets.
I'm not a portrait tattooer, and it's for that very reason, because I feel exactly what you're saying. I feel like I'm taking an image of someone who I've never seen in real life, and then I'm placing it on the most imperfect surface. And in the case of a rib cage, it moves so crazy that it's like, even if I nail it, that photo reference originally may or may not even look like that person. And then I'm putting it on this imperfect surface where it twists and turns as they move, and it's like every possible variable is stacked against me. Which is why I avoid it.
I agree 100%, bro.
Yeah. Another thing
so we
on.
Gotta critique this, huh? We got to critique it real quick.
Yeah.
We did get somebody in the chat room saying that it needs more black. Is that something that
more black? I can't see the face. Here we go. Okay.
I mean, there's a full value range. They used black and they used skin tone throughout the piece. I mean,
it doesn't need more black. No, I think that.
Isn't that a meme?
What about
really beautiful, man?
I mean, I guess obviously there's background, but I mean, the only thing I like around the head maybe, but I guess
it looks like the car is fresh and the portrait is healed.
Yeah.
I thought that too. Yeah.
So far it seems like it's, I like the big patch of black in the hair. I think that offsets it nice.
Yeah, totally.
And with the tie and everything. So in the end, like if you squint and then if that line gets lost, the line between his cheek and the background, I think the portrait would still hold up because of the and the dark.
If I would,
yeah.
I would go, with, especially that's the only part if I have to critique something, I will make a little bit more difference in between this area. It's so close in value, the cheek and the background on that area, that I think
a little background in there, yeah.
Yeah, or darken it a little bit to the cheek to make it more round, or if you don't want to do that, go darker in the background so that the face.
You're talking about the cheek with the stronger highlight is what you're talking about?
The line, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe go a little darker, maybe.
Yeah, value over line.
Yeah, it doesn't need any background except for that one tiny spot,
Yeah, exactly.
So you want a little soft shading on the edge of the cheek probably would have been best. Real light though, but it's such a small spot that you know.
Yeah.
A little bit of super light shading instead of the line, a little bit of soft shading like on the cheek itself, maybe real light because it's a light area.
What I can say
is a small area.
The white highlights on the heel tattoo, those white beard spots, they heal very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that what we decided, that the portrait's healed and the car is fresh? Is that true? Or do we know?
I would guess.
For sure.
It looks that way.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go. We'll start with 3 per, I suppose. This is the last tattoo from this person. Who is Tori Fernandez.
Hey guys.
So that. Oh, go ahead.
That's the background on the white.
So this one, I mean, I think all these are strong, but this is when I think about like the shape of the one major shape that I can't control is the shape of the body that I'm putting this on, and I don't think it's really well addressed in this one. Like if you zoom out a little bit, I don't think there's any consideration for the shape of the pectoral muscle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I think it's technically it's good. They all are, but this was one that I would look at it and go like, oh, it looks like you could have slapped that anywhere on anyone's body and not paid any attention to where it was actually going.
Sorry, everyone. We have to. We got to critique. There's no slurring happening. People seem a little sober, so I think it's time to drink.
I'm pouring a shot.
Oh, okay.
Cheers.
This is a good example of having the background.
That's what
bring the light shape forward, but it has no. The background
that's true.
should have a silhouette, in my opinion. I like when the background isn't just a shape.
I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah. I maybe it's have the background kind of create movement with the background instead of just making into an egg shape. Maybe it's going, from the shoulder down towards the center of the chest, just to give it, because the portraits are usually still images to create some kind of wisp or something. Just so it's not like the background is a blob, but kind of incorporated. Maybe even put negative space there to kind of cut it out.
Yeah.
And also, I like when the backgrounds are a little bit more like soft and more faded out. I like to fade it out more, not just black and then skin. It makes me think like it's cut it with a scissors or something,
I like it, but I think it should maybe stop like a little bit below, because there's a little part there that looks like a shoulder. So to me, like it looks like one of my drawings. It's a dog with a man body.
There's some drunk critique for you.
Now the drunk is fine.
Yeah.
No, but like
I like that little shoulder part, bro. It shows more than just a floating head. Photo.
That is true. That is true. Also, if I need to talk about values, I'm going a little bit serious about it. Like if I have the lightest part, like in the face, you wanna focus on the face of the dog. The shoulder, even if in the picture is very white like that, exactly with the arrow is, I would try to push it back with a little bit of gray, even if it's very soft, just so I have the face looking like higher and more in the front, so it doesn't compete. Because you're right, Tony. When you see that, I can see the triangle at the bottom, the very strong as the highlight in that nose, or maybe too much attention to that area, too sharp.
Yeah.
You know what?
I agree with that completely.
I also have like a suit with a tie. That would be cool, right? Continue it down. He's a boss dog,
I think that shoulder, man, I kind of like it because there's so much contrast in the top of the head.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a real heavy light source, so it's hitting there too. I kind of dig that. One thing I could say is, I think.
But doesn't your eye come towards
texture.
it? Oh, say it again. Sorry.
I like to see a little, more just fur texture.
Oh yeah.
It looks like there's hints of it, but then when you get down the neck area and stuff, I'm not really seeing any fur. It's more just chunks of value. But that looks cool though, still, but
it does.
But I do think that the more fur texture, the better for me.
Yeah, I do think they did a great job with the details in the shadow shapes. A lot of times in a really strong light source like this, you'll just simplify the shadow shapes to a point that they're just like this really dumpy looking shape. And they pulled enough interest into the shadow shapes. They really put a lot of time into that. And that's really fun, I think.
Yeah,
I suspect it wasn't a great reference to.
Probably.
Maybe, yeah.
That's the case a lot with dogs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Raisin Brian.
I'm not
20. No, not really.
not a big fan of this one. Sorry, but I think all the blacks have the same value on the whole tattoo.
Right.
Foreground, mid-ground, background, everything is black.
Yeah.
And everything is white too. Not depth.
Yep.
A little too much black for sure.
Just two tones, black
Can
and
you
one.
say that? Too much black?
Too much black.
When you go black, you can't go back.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about girls. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. But that like the trees or what at the bottom look kind of. No, it's hard to tell what they are.
Yeah, like the leaves on top, the same thing, or.
Kind of thing.
So I think when you take, so you have one element in these trees or leaf shapes, and in the foreground, the immediate foreground on the.
I'm sorry, Jake.
Yeah.
Can you have a drink first, because you're very clear.
Oh shit! Sorry, hold up.
Shots?
Gotcha.
What? Okay.
Right.
Yep. Time to drink.
All right. So what I was gonna say is that's awesome. So when you got the same shapes, right? You've got these tree shapes or whatever, these leaves. And if your foreground shape is the exact same, like the edges and the value are the same as the background shape, it immediately flattens everything out. You'll never fix that. So like if the foreground tree is the same value and the same edge like harshness as the background tree, then suddenly the whole plane is flat and the skull, no matter how well it's rendered, can't save it.
Right.
Yeah, I think, could definitely benefit from some push and pull. I would almost, even if the background leaves trees were almost just a few values lighter, but all one shape, almost like a silhouette. I think that would still work nicely because then you could tell that it's in the distance. And for the bottom trees as well, just to let softness.
Yeah.
Am I picking up like a cityscape concept here, or is that just drips?
That's city.
Okay.
No,
Wait,
I don't.
where?
Really, I don't.
Like, is it an upside down? Is this like a eco commentary tattoo? I'm not sure if there's like a theme,
I think
or
it's
if it just sort of looks like that.
Oh, like an upside down. Yeah, I just realized I could.
I don't think so.
Shit.
I think it's
I think
drip.
it's just drips.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think you could concentrate a light source and just pick your lightest light and your darkest dark and push those things to extremes, and you would do a lot for this piece.
Yeah, that's good answer.
Okay.
Good advice. Good advice.
Good piece of art.
Cool.
I like that. I like that
It's
one.
pretty fun.
I will go with a little bit difference again. Difference between the line work, the foreground, the main character have the same thickness on the line. The value of the line should be different than the line of the background.
That's true.
Yeah.
You get some nice bold lines around the character, his arms and stuff. Just a little more,
It'll push it back. Yeah.
I want to know more about this character. Is it it's a Christmas tree?
I mean, it reminds me of Rat Fink.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That could be. I don't know if that could be boobies or.
What?
Eyes could be also titties, and that looks good.
I love this though.
It's amongst.
I do too.
I think it's a fun one. I like the color on the teeth. I like the idea. I like everything, but I mean,
color scheme. Yeah, the eyes, purple, the green.
Yeah, for new school, I think to work very well with a value of the line. It's as important as the value of the light.
That's pretty much about the only critique you could make.
Yeah.
I mean,
say what you said again. Sorry, I missed it. Say that again. The value of the line. What now?
It's the same in the background as the foreground.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a little busy, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Especially the background, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot from a textural standpoint. There's a lot happening. You could probably pick a couple of those shapes and like simplify remove the texture and focus attention someplace.
Yeah, I don't mind busy.
I think
I'm a simple guy actually, but
trunk of wood.
I think also like having a cooler background would push it back further too.
Yeah.
Really, that background shape, even though it's soft, I can't exactly tell what it is, but it is kind of like the warmest area, the furthest background. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of reverse.
Yeah.
That's true. We're being really picky drunks right now.
We are being really picky.
It's like too sober critique, I think.
Look at the hands of the tree stump he's saving. They've been like cut off.
Oh yeah.
Carnage everywhere.
I don't think he's saving him.
Yeah,
he's going in the fire.
No, it's eating you really have the hand inside of the mouth coming out from the mouth.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
It's a cannibal tree.
Yeah, I think he's a cannibal tree.
Cannibal tree.
Oh yeah, he's eating trees.
Oh, I get it now.
Huh. Oh wait, you skipped on me right when I was in full zoom mode. Damn it. That's okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
I like
You know what I don't like to see, man, is thick lines inside the fingers where the fingers bend, stuff like that. That's just me. That's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, with traditional, that gets sort of tricky, but I agree.
Yeah, traditional. That's
This is
kind of borderline.
That's more like traditional. That I don't think.
Mhm.
The
But
thing
it's
is,
still
man,
same
the
idea.
lines in those fingers, the lines where the fingers bend in the inside are thicker than the outline of the fingers themselves. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black on flesh is
But
tough.
maybe he's like a very old, very dirty hands, and have all these.
Oh, right.
Yeah, very old and dirty.
Like these.
Dirt.
Yeah, very exactly.
Maybe see like the knuckles in there, like a sharper edges around the knuckles to see thinner and thicker around the knuckles and to kind of get that shape.
Yeah, the snake looks kind of interesting and texturally, and then the hand is very flat by comparison.
Oh shit! I just saw the snake when you said that. I've been like staring at the hand. Yeah, so I mean, not in this tattoo because I'm not saying that it's poorly rendered. I think it's good, but to your point earlier of like that's like a thing about traditional. At what point does the excuse of a traditional style excuse you from learning how to draw?
No.
And I see that more in edges than anything else, like thick and thin edges, hard and soft edges.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, that's the traditional style. It's like, yeah, but really it's an excuse to not learn what edges look like.
I don't mean to bump in at all, but when I see some of the traditional shit, I'm like from the 40s and 50s and 60s, I'm like, man, they learned how to do this shit in the Renaissance.
Right. Yeah.
They didn't forget
it's not like they're
yeah.
It's very stylized. I mean, it's
but stylized is different than getting proportions wrong and shit. I think maybe.
Yeah, I definitely didn't mean that for this tattoo. I don't think that this is one that was poorly.
No.
Yeah, like
I feel like you see that
man?
in Japanese like American traditional, like the Japanese culture that does like the scene in Japan that does American traditional.
Yeah.
Like they do it so perfect
Mm-hmm.
that like they kind of don't get it, that it's kind of supposed to be a little shitty.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like so good.
Yeah, totally.
good.
I do
Okay,
like
so there's comments from the chat room here. Jake's attention span is falling off. Alcohol is starting to work, so that's a positive.
Wait, say that again.
Jake's attention span is falling off. Alcohol is starting to work. Ha, ha, ha.
Good.
But then the next comment is, he's still far too coherent, if you ask me.
Wait, both the comments are about me?
Those two were, yes. Yeah, they're different people. And Demon Mouse was like, I'm drinking more on the play at home version of the game. Gabe's asking if I'm still playing.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
More practice and no attendance and the wrist jump out to me. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to catch up here. Next.
This might go over an hour. I got all night.
Yeah. Right. Wait.
We can't shut it off, and if people are watching.
I think we cheated that last person though, because there's a couple of productive things we could say about that without getting caught up in the folds of the fingers or no.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think we gave that person a fair review. That last person.
I think you want to go back for a second?
He said he was very thankful for the input. You all need to get drunker.
Okay. Let me say one thing. Just thinking about looking at tattoos as they age, the top part of the flower, I would either add some type of background or I would do something with. I think that in no time at all that the color line on the edge of the flower is going to at the very top of the tattoo. What kind of flower is that? I am drunk because I can't think of what it is.
Jack in the pulpit, isn't it?
It's a rose, I believe. Oh no, wait.
No, it's not a rose.
I'm kidding.
No.
It's kind of lily, isn't it? A calla lily. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, a calla lily. So I mean, I think that anytime you have a line and you have skin tone on both sides of the line, you're setting yourself up for trouble. So I would choose one of those two to try to push that flower forward. I would probably darken the background to push that flower forward. Otherwise, in a year, that's going to look like complete garbage just at the top. The rest of it, I think the rest of it will stand up fine. But that like top arc of it, I think will be trouble.
I would darken the inside of the flower.
That too, yeah, absolutely.
How about the line weight? Like, should this thin out a little bit, or?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I like lines that flare out into a nice little point. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Instead of stopping. You know.
Carrie Barbara's apprentice, Jen. She's doing like a kawaii kind of anime type shit, but her line weights are fucking perfect because they thin out where they're supposed to like that. But
let me give a quick plug to Andy Chambers, who's tattooing me right now, who's a phenomenal tattooer and illustrator. And he told me once, and I'll never forget it, that he tries to make sure that all of the weight and light source and everything in his tattoo is clearly identifiable to him based on the outline. So all of his, like, all the major decisions are made at the end of his lining session because of the line weights and the taper of those weights. And if you go back and you look at any of his progress tattoos, it's really clear. And that like everything is established by the time he finishes his line work. And it looks like overkill, honestly. It looks like too much work, but it clarifies it for him in his own head. And when you think about it that way, you're like, oh shit, yeah, all of his problems are solved at the end of his line work. He already knows what it all looks like.
But I think is the right way to approach like an illustrative, cool, style, whatever you want to call it. That's the right way to do it. Even new school or new.
Stylistically, I'm sure it could change. But my point was just to say that like line weight is a huge part. I mean, like giving information.
Could we do a quick final lines at the end or the beginning?
What's that now, bro?
So like some people do their like final line weights at the end of the tattoo, and some people do them at the beginning.
I do all my lines at the end of the tattoo. I'm back.
Yeah.
That because then you know like where it really needs the extra or no lines. You know what I mean? But I did that for a long time because Paul Booth kind of got me into that. But then now it's like if I do a freehand demon head or whatever, which I don't do enough, freehand stuff. And when I do, I love doing it. But I tend to fucking outline where the outlines are going to go because I know I'm going to put them there at the end anyway. I'm kind of going backwards anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get better, guys.
Anybody try this beer before? I like how cool the bottle is. It's a Buddha.
The what?
It's a Buddha. You know that Lucky Buddha beer?
Oh, okay. I just saw it. I was zoomed in on a tiger. Okay.
Yeah, I see Lucky the tiger.
I got it now. Uh-oh, I fucked it up. Oh, okay.
Hey guys, go for it. I'm gonna go take a piss real quick. Critique away.
Well, if I need to say something, it's like I would like to see a little bit of the body of the tiger in the darkness. I see more like a floating tiger head, and in between the flower and the negative space palm leaf or whatever. Mm-hmm. I would like to see a little bit of the body of the tiger to so I can have a feeling of the tiger sitting down in between the flowers and stuff. That would be
I agree. Or more negative space, more design to flatten out the foreground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't know immediately when I look at this what's more important between the lily or the tiger. You know what I mean? Like I can't both are fighting for my attention. So I would concentrate my light source, and maybe it's part of both. Maybe you catch a few of the petals of the lily and you catch the snout of the tiger or whatever. But I feel like that light is distributed evenly enough that I'm not sure what I'm supposed to look at.
I think because that's the right way of thinking of any art piece. Like something needs to be the most important, and you have like a different level of importance in any art piece. So.
Yeah,
that's the right way to approach it. That's all. I agree with you.
This is totally like what Bob was saying about the white and the highlights too. When you start putting white everywhere, you lose a certain dimension of contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe a little more gray shade on the sides, just to give, like out and the whisker area. Like if you break it down into shapes, let's say you would make that area into shapes. Like let's say it's 2 spheres and some kind of like either cylinder to have them turn in space. I would probably, just add a little more shade and less white.
Yeah.
To,
I agree with that.
make it turn a little more.
Yeah, a real simple thing too to say is like, if you don't see white in the picture, don't put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lately, like every year, I think I put less white on things. I just put in the I even use it as a picture more than a highlight sometimes, and have my own way of putting highlights, more like a design on it. But I mean, I don't put that much white anymore. I just put it line and just insert.
Tony, you're all good.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
You can
it's
leave
cool. I like
you can leave so much
how-
highlights in the skin,
Nothing. I just,
just using
didn't hear you.
skin tone.
Okay. Well, I want to say something. I think is one of the ears bigger than the other one?
There's some more drunk critique for you.
That's drunk too. Yeah, man, maybe so. Hey, when you were zooming in a second ago and I saw each of those elements individually, like when I saw just the tiger or just the lily, they both look fine to me. Like that looks fine to me. It's just it's the relationship between the two that I'm struggling with. And part of it, really, as you zoom in, is where that back pedal hits the bottom like tuft of fur, like of the chin tuft of fur for the tiger.
Yeah.
Those two things are too close, and there's a really hard edge. Those things together are what are causing my trouble. If I put my finger over those, it goes away a little bit. So that's one of the biggest problem points to me.
And I think one of the problems is also you have 3 elements important: the tiger, lily, and the logo on the right bottom.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
It's the same size of the lily. What is the
But no, yeah. Anyway, with this thing, the white highlights should be in the eyes and the whiskers and maybe the bottom lip or something.
Mm-hmm.
Not in this case, but the white highlights should be in the eyes, the whiskers. That's it. No more white. That's just me.
Yep.
It's done with soft gray and skin tone.
Yeah, and some of the evergreen trees that were in the background were so hyper stylized that people like.
God damn it! Moving on. We're gonna be here forever.
Sorry. I'm sorry. The background trees look like a bunch of arrows. They don't look like an afterthought to me. Maybe that's not part of the same tattoo.
Yeah, I need another shot.
All right.
We have a lot more to go through here, so.
Hey, I can't see you guys anymore. How do you fucking fix that?
You can't while I'm showing the tattoo.
It's like I touch it for a minute and then you disappear in like 4 seconds.
We want to do a group
mobile.
Gabe, how do you keep me on?
I
How
can
do
do
you keep
it.
everybody on, Gabe?
I can do it. I can.
Oh, you can do it for me?
Oh,
Oh,
hold on. We're doing a. This is for the people to get everybody on one.
Sorry, Gabe. I didn't mean to sidetrack you, bro.
I'm also okay.
Tony, are you here? I didn't, sorry, I called
Good,
Tony. I
buzz.
was like, Tony, you dropped off, and he was actually here.
Doing a shot of tequila.
He'll be inside.
Wait, I'm not in.
You're in.
There you are.
oh, there you are. You've got the best background.
Yeah.
So how's everybody dealing with
Quarantine every day.
coronavirus? Should we do? Let's.
This is drunk
Permission?
critique, man.
Okay, fuck it. Sorry.
This is how it works.
I thought this is what I was doing.
What are you doing in the quarantine? What is your main activity in quarantine?
Drinking.
Drinking, yeah. I started preparing for this 4 weeks
Drinking
ago.
sober.
I rarely drank at home by myself before, but it's been happening a little more often than it used to.
I've started collecting mice.
Collecting mice?
Live mice?
Oh.
I feed squirrels
You
and
caught?
rodents. I let
Yeah, that's
squirrels in my house.
actually true.
What does that mean, collecting mice? Like mice that
Are they
Yeah,
dead?
they're wild mice
oh.
that have been in my house that I now don't know what to do with. because I have humane traps, but I don't. Then you end up with more mice.
But you're keeping them in the house once you catch them?
Yeah.
What do you feed them?
Hold
Do
on.
you put a leash on them?
I'll
or
do a
something like that?
reveal.
How do you keep them?
You got
Do a
snakes
mouse.
you're gonna feed them to?
A mouse reveal. No, I don't. But maybe at some point it's gonna get to that point.
You'll have too many mice. You're gonna have to somehow like downsize.
You should
Just
buy
get one snake.
That's my
Buy a
quarantine
bigger
hobby.
You should buy a flute and walk around the house.
I like mice, man. They're cute.
They are really cool, actually.
I'm drinking a shot. Anybody got a shot or anything?
Yeah.
Thea, have you heard
Tony?
the
Right here, but
people that supply all the mice for the science were pretty rough with about it?
Tony,
I
I don't
heard they
see a
had to
shot in your
euthanize
hand, bro.
lots of them.
It's
It's
right
so
here,
sad.
Okay, cool. You ready?
man,
You got a
Ready.
shot in there?
yeah.
I have one.
Do it.
It's not getting
Come on, y'all. Cheers.
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 Cheers, everybody.
I don't know what I'm doing in this freaking virus, man.
You getting stir crazy, Tony?
Yeah, man. I want New York.
I want to go to a fucking concert.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
that's gonna be the last thing is gonna be happening. I think
It is. You're right.
Yeah.
That's so bad. I have so many
Summer's
friends.
gone, bro.
Man, so many friends who are musicians, and you too, Bob. You know so many musicians, and
There's so many friends. No one's gonna be working. A lot of musicians that's their bread and butter is touring. You know.
exactly touring. I think most of their activity is gonna be like recording and streaming live and get views and stuff like that, so they can make
And try
money.
to find a way to make money doing that. Yeah, like do a live
Yeah.
concert with like pay-per-view or something, you know. Or,
We're gonna have to learn to do pay-per-view tattooing because concerts are the last thing that come before tattooing.
I agree.
yeah, dude.
That's what
I don't know if you remember, but back in the days, I heard one tattoo artist, was a good friend of mine, who was planning to do a virtual tattoo convention.
A what?
Was that me?
Virtual.
Online tattoo.
Virtual tattoo. Oh, really? Huh?
So you
Hey,
can
ahead of this time.
you can click on the booth and you can see everything. You can buy the merch
Ah.
like this right now. But everybody's tattooing and talking, and you can click on them. You can go to the website, buy the merch, and
Where are they
Well,
gonna be tattooing from?
with the bar.
with the bar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's not a convention then.
Not
That's
the same.
actually, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot to that idea. Where's that guy now?
Roman came with that idea.
Oh, really? Wow.
So you set up shop in your house, right? And then you hang T-shirts on your wall and stuff. You know, you tattoo a good friend. You know, buddy.
You know what it is?
Is that what it is?
You know what it is, Bob? After this freaking quarantine virus,
Oh, you got a cat.
I don't want to do fucking virtual shit. I just wanna-
It won't work for tattoo conventions, man. But we got to
Who's
get back to
vacuuming?
tattooing, though.
What is
Yeah.
Tony?
Yo,
Do you saw the first 3D like the Leia method happening? Like they did the first 3D, I don't know, woman or whatever. Like a video. What do you call that?
I can't hear you.
Yeah, there's a
Somebody's
something
got
has a
something going on in the background.
something going. Yeah.
Come on, Gabe. What's going on?
Okay. Back to the sorry.
You're not drunk enough, Gabe.
No, the background is not my fault. I will put one.
Oh, it's getting funny now.
Who is this? Who's making the noise?
Yeah,
We might as well keep drinking in the process, right, guys?
Yeah.
Might as well.
Bob,
Might as well.
like a
Come on, Tony. Let's black out, bro.
What's that noise?
Drunk Critique's all about. I'm pouring a shot.
let's go. I'm gonna be the DJ again.
Oh, new tattoo. Back to
All
work.
right.
Stop the noise.
Oh, cool.
Feel the noise.
All right.
Somebody-
I don't know.
on, feel the noise.
Exactly.
I don't know what this tattoo is yet. I have to zoom in.
Yes, we know that if everyone was wearing headphones, it would be better. I gotta say, I fucking tell
Should
people.
I?
Well, wait. I didn't tell anybody here to wear headphones. But normally,
Well, it's the pilot. It's the pilot episode. You have to
Got it right
expect
here.
some of this. No one's vacuuming at my house. We have a robot that vacuums,
Yeah, I don't have anything here.
and she's turned off for the night.
Do you think it can be like an overheating?
It's
Yeah,
probably-
it's probably an overheating issue.
Laptop. Maybe I'll just put it on a book or something.
Well, we can critique this tattoo.
What is that? What is this tattoo? Is it a
An
squid or
octopus.
like an octopus?
It
Okay.
is an octopus, yeah.
Okay. So
What's that thing in there underneath the eye, like kitty corner to the right of the eye there?
I think that's the ear.
it's like a. Wait.
Isn't that like they
Yeah,
have like
that
a
thing.
weird ear thing?
No, yeah, I think it's that.
Is that where octopus's ears are?
I believe so.
I don't know if it's an ear or like a
Man, you
bleeding.
know way more about
Oh
octopuses
yeah,
than
maybe
I
it's a
do.
breathing thing. I'm not sure.
Well,
It's
it is
some
octopus. I
appendage.
thought I was drunk.
But he's got a mouth. He's got a bottom lip here.
this is Alex
And a
Fran.
chin. See his chin?
So in an effort to help
Jake?
Alec, what?
I think you might have to drink first.
No, I did drink. I've been drinking.
Okay.
You guys weren't running your mouth, and I've been drinking the whole time.
I'm with you, bro. I'm right
So
there
it-
with you.
So wait, in an effort to help Alec, I would think of each of the reason we're struggling to see what's happening here is because Alec isn't thinking of these things in simple shapes first, and where the light's coming from. So something is like a sphere, and something's a cylinder, and there's a light source. And if you ignore that, then everything gets real confusing, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, it's very textural without
Right.
value.
Yeah, where's the light coming from? Is anyone not drunk enough to say where the light's coming from?
I think the light's coming from the upper right / center, you know?
Yeah, you're drunk.
I would argue with that. But okay, I got fucking 45 minutes. I got fucking drunk.
Man,
Let's go,
The
Bob.
rate of
It's
consumption.
Tony's fault.
Yeah. So,
I'm starting
No,
to
but
feel it too. 'Cause I'm starting to see like vaginas and tattoos.
yeah, I see that.
I'm
a
It's
lot.
just this one.
You know what I mean?
I'm sticking to my light source, man.
There's a lot of potential orifices
My
on
own-
this octopus.
Yeah,
Where's the vagina?
on the top.
Well, okay, the light source thing, it only
Guy
applies
has-
to certain areas.
I think what bothers me the most is the background, man. It's some areas a very black background, like almost like a touching like an arm, like a hair armpit, and that couple parts. And another one, they have a negative in between the tentacle and the background, and some of them don't. So I don't know if it's like a,
Yeah, I didn't even notice that at first. You're right. That's kind of
Yeah.
odd.
I don't know what the purpose. Doesn't help
It
at all.
doesn't need this background right here.
No, exactly. I will avoid all kind of shading and just leave the shapes of the tentacles.
Yeah.
Hey, Gabe, on future versions of this, we all need the ability for a pointer. Don't you have the technology for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Give it.
It's called finger. It's
Well,
called finger. You can point it like
Come
this.
on,
Tell me
man.
where to point.
Invent that.
tell me where to point.
We need to individually be able to point. That's my point.
That.
Gabe,
Hey, did this artist?
Gabe, that's your homework.
Start tattooing? You think? Is the artist on here listening?
Who's listening?
I would hope. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
So-
listening.
Hey, bro,
I
let us know
have
how long you've been
something to
tattooing.
What?
What was that?
Oh,
Can the
you're
artist let
asking
us
the
know how
artist a
long they've been
question. Yeah.
tattooing?
Ask the artist. That's good.
Sometimes they tell it. You know what? In the future, we'll have a proper submission form. What we did today was everyone fucking emailed me a bunch of pictures. So I got fucking 35 people emailing me like 120 pictures. And this person is Alex France, FRANTC.
I was calling.
Is he from France?
Name earlier.
Look like the beginning of the Brady Bunch. Remember that? The way it starts with all the pictures. I'm drunk.
I think we just.
You know what would be a good idea?
Here's a story of a man named Brady.
I'm listening.
You should have a timer. You should have a timer for every photo. So like
but some require more attention than others, right? Like
doesn't matter. It's a drunk critique at the end when it's.
Yeah.
All right, this one has a similar background thing going on.
Yes, exactly. Probably the same guy.
There's only 3 little spots of background, 4 little spots of background, like that's 5 little spots. Okay, that's it.
What's the point? Or do a background or don't do a background, but not
exactly.
This
tattoo didn't need any background.
It doesn't.
No, it really doesn't.
Background. Yeah.
Maybe if there was like a line weight variation inside the snake, it would be thinner, and then like a thick outline around the entire thing.
Yeah, you do a lot with line work in this for sure. I agree with that. Yeah. The background is by far the most distracting thing. It's like you started it and then you had to do something else.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, I feel like the purpose of the background is to push the like lighter areas forward, and this is like one of those weird where it's like you have the line and then the separation and then the background.
Right. You know when new school people first started, or maybe it wasn't just new school people. When you first started seeing people use like that like white outline outside of the shape, and you're like, oh, that's cool, but you didn't know how it worked, so you just started using it all the time, and it was always wrong.
Yeah,
that's what's happening right now.
That's exactly what's happening. Yeah,
man, I love those white outlines when they work. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, when they work, they're awesome, but you have to know why they work.
Solid as a rock and shit. They look so cool.
Yeah.
I'm not. But I do love that in general. You know.
Yeah. But it has to serve to push the focal point forward in order to help this person, whoever this is. So the point of having that effect that you started to introduce on the back jaw is to push that area forward. So then the question is that an area I want to push forward, or is it more important for the fangs or the eye or something else to come forward?
For sure.
And so it's just a question of hierarchy, like what's more important.
I think the artist was trying to put some kind of background in for the hell of it. And maybe it decided didn't really need it and stopped, you know.
Yeah.
Nipple.
Yeah, I think this would be better as just a textural sort of, you know, like it has all the scales. It's all mostly a line work piece already. It's like just let it be that.
It's got such thick black outlines around the entire thing. It doesn't need any background,
right?
Until they decide what to do after, you know, like some kind of background down the road, you know, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
We do this type of we do these type. Go back for 1 second, Gabe. We do these type of critiques in Fireside. Say what?
I said 1 Mississippi.
Oh.
2 Mississippi.
There you go. So we do these type of critiques a lot in Fireside, and what this type of tattoo tells me, and I'm not trying to like call this person out, is that the layout, the jaw, like the drawing of this makes it like. The execution doesn't look like it was pulled off by the same person that created the concept. So it looks to me like someone like stole someone else's snake head and tried to pull it off, and it didn't work right. And the reason it doesn't work right is because you don't have a solid understanding of the principles, you know, to begin with. The principles of like shapes and values and where it's stuff.
And also the anatomy of the snake, because the neck is.
I gotta say, the top of that, the curve is. He's got a big lump, like he may have just ate something and swallowed it, you know. But that would have bumped out the bottom of it as well, you know.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I got history with fucking Timmy B, but look at his snakes, for Christ's sakes.
Oh, Timmy B did this, my son. Oh, how's this kid, man? It's great.
No, this is not by Timmy B.
I know, I'm kidding. My Detroit sense of humor goes nowhere. Nobody gets it. Seriously, that's true.
Vacuum's
That looks
back.
swollen,
Yeah,
man.
vacuum's back.
So if you don't,
Eyes can swell up like that, you know.
you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it.
Who's vacuuming, bro?
Say it, bro.
Tony, stop vacuuming.
Yeah, man. I gotta do my side job. I'm a housekeeper.
Is that a Hoover, bro? Is that a Hoover, Tony?
It's a blow dryer. It's a blow dryer.
Yeah. Come on, man. Thinking I'm the only drunk motherfucker here.
I'm totally drinking.
Thanks, baby.
So there's some nice solid lines, you know. The shading.
Where's my cat?
The flowers are. I'm not loving the leaves. I feel like they look like alligator tails or something. Like they should be more.
The artist needs a lot of work on their black and gray shading, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's a hybrid kind of concept where like you might be trying to pepper, but you're not quite peppering the.
It's not peppered in the right way that traditional artists do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the look of shading, whatever you call it.
Yep. Oh, the vacuum broke.
Is that you making all that noise, bro?
No, that was the cat.
Someone vacuumed up a paperclip.
Tony, you need another shot. Maybe it'll fucking go away.
I'm the only one. I think
you're not the only one.
The only.
There's no noise in my house, bro.
So hear anything? You guys all hear the static?
I do.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's not us, I guess, right?
It's I don't know, somebody's vibrator or something.
Honey, turn off.
Does that leave my Cheyenne pen running?
No, wait, we didn't critique that one. What'd you just?
Oh, see, no, this is.
Yeah, we didn't really critique that last.
You didn't critique that one at all.
I like that one.
I told you guys to be more than an hour.
Go back to the last one. That was mean to that person, Gabe.
That person got 2 fucking good critiques.
Well, don't get to all of them. Use some in episode 2.
We talk before we go to the next audience.
Yeah, we can do this again like every night if you guys want.
Yeah. Is there any way you can replace our tattoo income with just doing this once a week?
Hell yeah.
So
Until we run out of content.
The black and gray needs to be rendered more. There's not enough black and gray shading.
And what flower do you look at? This goes back to the same problem that the tiger and the lily had, in that I'm not sure what's more important. Like so all three, like one flower is smaller than the other two are the same size. One of those should be the biggest, and then one should be a little smaller, and one should be a little smaller. And then they should overlap in a way where you could create some kind of a light source where a shadow was cast from one to the other. And then you have a hierarchy of shapes that people care about. But right now it's just like this flat thing that, like, why do I care to look at that? You know what I mean?
They looked that tattoo online and they just put it.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about where it goes.
Hey, Gabe,
I did not mean that in a mean way. I'm sorry. It's not a terrible tattoo, but
no, I meant
but I don't
think in general for like side tattoos, I like when they're a little more vertical than horizontal. So even if you took exactly these 3 flowers and rearranged them, for instance, you make like you suggested, one a little bigger and then like a smaller and a small to kind of like taper off, or maybe there would be like 2 bigger ones on the bottom and the smaller one, connected by a stem on the top to follow the contour of the body. So the tattoo is not just about the tattoo, but the way that it frames, the way that it looks on a body part. So for thighs, definitely bigger and longer.
And diagonals. Diagonals.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yep, that's well put. Exactly.
I think the leaves would be better if they were more simplified, like just black. Even like there's there's a weird texture in them. Like I feel like Kelly Violence does this stuff like really, really well, and she's got this like really dark like foliage to help push these light flowers forward. Like just makes
that's a good comparison.
Tony, have done just one. Maybe it would have looked, I don't know, better.
Okay, I'm just saying we have about another 80 images to go through.
All right.
Can I interrupt you, Gabe, for 1 second, everybody? Hey, Kurt Wiscombe wants to jump in on this, man. He's trying to figure out.
Okay, have him email me.
Have him what? Email you?
Or text me.
I'm copying
Come on, asshole.
helmets and shit.
Kurt's drinking
Just beam him in. Just
Kurt
beam him in.
Wiscombe is drinking tequila, and he doesn't drink.
Oh, I am.
This could get interesting.
What you said tequila? Let's do it.
Kurt
Bob,
Wiscombe's
could you
drinking.
send him
He
the
wants
link?
to jump in on this.
Send him a link.
Okay, Kurt's fucking one of my favorite artists.
Yeah, I love Kurt. He's fucking out of control.
He's awesome.
We just need to get him a link.
It's too hard to do it right at this moment, right?
No, have him. You know my number. Text him my number. I'll text him the link.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Okay, cool.
I'm moving to the next.
It's not hard. I'm just
It's
drinking.
not hard.
Thanks, kid.
Thank you.
All right, you guys carry on. Let me take care of this.
All right.
Oh, shit. Okay, Kitty.
Oh, that's what's up.
She's been tattooing for 3.5 years.
Wait,
So you got to pair her up.
Gabe, there was another artist before.
There was another one, yeah.
What happened? There was
Did we skip that color
I
piece?
went out of order. No,
No, it was
I don't
like
know.
a watercolor type.
Okay.
I like.
I'm done with that. Okay, coming up.
Oh, am I drunk?
No, you're not drunk.
No,
Are
there
you
was
all right?
no.
Yeah, he is.
Hey,
Yeah.
There you go.
is that
No, you
freaking?
don't sound drunk, Tony.
Is that freaking?
Tony, you don't sound drunk.
That
I'm drunk. Shot. I already got one poured.
I'm
Let's
drunk.
go
too.
again. Let's go.
Am I still on camera?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's more.
All right. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Jesus Christ, man! I'm like, I dropped the left.
All right.
All
I
right.
have to. Yeah, I'll be back in like 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we critiquing this piece? Shout out to David Bolt right here. The color scheme.
David Bolt, my
Wow,
boy.
David Bolt. I love David Bolt.
I haven't talked to Dave in years.
I like David Bowie.
David Bolt is not David Bolt.
Oh,
I have a tattoo by David Bolt. He tattooed me on his house in Company.
Cool. Really? That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, I like
Back in the days.
different.
Yeah.
Right? The only thing about when you do things different is that I'm fucked up right now.
no,
Man,
you're not.
So on this, sorry, I had to go pee, but on this piece, I don't know what's already been said, but on this piece, I love when people set themselves up for like crazy challenges, and when you start to like play with color like that, you also have to get value right. They did a pretty good job here, but that's like it's like a trick that's hard for everybody. No matter how accomplished you are, it's like, where does that color and the intensity of that color sit on the value scale? And like, so how muted is as it falls into shadow, how much do you neutralize it as it comes into light? How much do you intensify it? It's like the hardest problem for me. It's the hardest problem to solve.
It is hard.
Yeah.
I like the way this person has so much like really subtle detail in the hair and then the ships, the rigging too. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
I like it too. I like the tattoo overall.
I do too. I think it's really good. That's why I said that. I think it's
It is really good. My wife just whispered that the eye is a little bit from the nose, but that's, I don't know. That's the way I don't know, Picasso. I just think it's good. But
I really like this.
It's better when you get drunk.
So yeah, you brought up a good point. I wasn't looking at the nose, but so the nose had to be subdued for the boat above it to like pop forward. Like if you tried to cast so if you had tried to like cast a strong shadow, like you could make the nose cast a shadow that looks real natural. But if you had tried to do that too much, it would have it could have taken away from the silhouette of the ship. It's a tricky problem to try to solve. They did a good job overall, I think.
Yeah. I think overall it's a really great piece.
Yeah.
What I really love that like kind of makes it, like seals it for me, is you see that little orange part on the cheek.
Mm-hmm.
So not only accentuates the cheekbone, but also like I like to squint when I critique work, so it's also really cool how the orange is evenly distributed over the entire tattoo, so it's very well balanced.
Right, and it's not even part of the tattoo other than just those.
I just like this type of art because sometimes I get tired. I get so much shit to submitting. People submitting shit and
who's peeing right now?
Somebody,
you guys hear that?
Pee outside, not pee outside. We can hear it.
I'm sorry.
Something like this. I
didn't realize I wanted to jump in on the tail end of this, saying that before you guys split, I didn't critique the tattoo at all because I'm trying to get Kurt Wiscombe onto this thing. Hold on, let me zip up. Hold on.
Oh god!
But hey, listen. No, I just want to say, when this tattoo first popped up, it's like that looks.
I want to see Bob doing something like
and then
this.
I got sidetracked because Kurt's trying to get on here.
Hey Bob, something like this. I'll put it in the magazine.
Oh, he said he's on now. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Oh, my face.
Tony, put it in the magazine.
Oh yeah, no, this guy is. I like that. Is it what?
The only, if I have to critique something, the only part who a little bit like,
no, go back.
You know what I gotta say is like the only thing I worry about is how light blues and stuff heal in 15, 20 years. That's my only concern.
No, and my other concern is like I don't really like when you put the highlight in or the white in many areas. Like for example, same as we talked before about the roundness of the object, and you have the light on this area of the cheek, area on the left at the same value of the highlight of the nose highlight, and the same of the hair. So if for me that will be a darker gray, it will create more roundness and the eye will pop more and everything. But the height, the reflection on the left of the I would not put it at all, because the whole rounded chin,
the side of the cheek there, I would keep that barely visible.
And I don't think it should be there.
No, you're right. I agree 100%. Oh,
it's fair.
Yeah.
What if you turn?
But then again, dude, you ever look at Basil Gogo's paintings? Where he has like double light sources, like two. There's one hitting. There's a heavy one hitting one way.
Yeah,
and
you could have multiple light sources for sure.
Oh
yeah, you can totally. And those are the horror movies and stuff. They actually did because they purposely lit them that way.
Actually, you have a little bit of that right now.
That's such a harder problem for us, though, with just in our medium, to pull off the tricks that you're trying to capture something from a movie or capture something an oil painter did with 15 layers of glaze, and we have to think about the limits of our medium. Like multiple light sources to me, unless they're very distinct and warm and cool and dark and light, there's something really stark about them. There's just it's a problem that we probably shouldn't try to tackle, just because it's to me it's kind of an injustice to whoever's getting tattooed.
Yeah, you're right, bro. You're right, man.
Life is not life is like that,
Yeah.
Sometimes
that one's cool, man. I like that pinky finger.
But overall, I really like this piece. Whoever did it, man. So
yeah, me too.
I just
This is Derek Scott. I apologize for that.
Okay, sorry, man. I was trying to get back to you, but you want Kurt's number? Is it too late?
No, it's not too late. I mean,
let me text it to you real quick.
90 more images. We're not going through 90 more images, but
this is cool too. I really like how the tips of the petals of the rose are blue. That's interesting. Yeah. Overall, it seems it's the same person who did the last one, right?
It is.
Yeah.
So,
but actually, this tattoo is a little bit more mature. I love this. I think I don't have anything to say about this tattoo. I like it. Everything.
Yeah, I think some of the biggest problems that I see in tattoos are with composition, not only just execution. And this is right on point. I love the composition. They understand the movement, how to balance everything, the force control, how to make different line weights. I think this is really cool, especially if you see they understand the concept of warm and cool. So there's this blue side of the face, and then you kind of divided with the pink and the yellow, which is very successful. They understand color theory, which is really cool. Yeah, solid piece.
I agree too. I love how they like, if you look at the hair, how they use the same mark. So you know that those kind of crazy marks are all hair, but they're really stark and black on one side, and then they fall into that kind of like muted blue on the back side. It's a real natural transition, then back to black. I think it's a successful piece.
And the way the hand is like a negative base goes into the rest of the skin tone, which is cool.
Yeah, and you know what? This has the principle of like a heavy outline with subtle like shading interior to the hand. You know, like that other piece like was kind of missing. You know.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, that's a good comparison too. Like the person that did the hand on the front end, I know they're completely different stylistically, they're different tattoos, but that's a great lesson that last person could learn from this person and line weight.
I agree.
Line weight's really cool, man. Yeah. Solid tat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. You can tell the same style. I like when you can recognize the same artist.
Yeah. Do we know who this is? Do we know who this is?
This is Derek Scott.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Yeah.
Where?
You guys know Derek Scott? I don't know Derek Scott.
I don't know.
Me neither.
I don't, man. But maybe I do. I don't know.
That's a really hard thing to say.
I have no memory anymore. It's gone.
Me too, man. I'm trying to
Alzheimer's
in alcohol right now.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. Well, I like it.
I really like
it. Derek Scott's a solid tattooer.
Yeah.
For sure.
I like it too.
This is badass, man.
This is really badass. Yeah.
Hey, Kurt, how you doing?
Oh, he's on?
He's on.
Yeah.
Sorry, give me a second.
Is he drinking?
He's drinking tequila, bro.
Oh shit.
Hold on.
Yeah, you're in good company.
Let's do it.
Kurt doesn't drink, mind you.
Oh,
Kurt doesn't drink, and he's drinking tequila. And he said he's pretty drunk. And this is Kurt gets drunk like once a year with me in Toronto.
Well,
for the convention.
He's drinking.
Hey, where'd the cowboy hat come from?
I don't know.
Hold on, Tony. Hold on.
Kurt, you gotta turn your mic on. Doesn't work until you turn your mic on.
No, Stefano don't drink, and he's drinking. That's cool.
I'm drinking.
Oh, that's why.
Oh, Stefano,
Kurt, you have to turn your mic on.
Wait, was that a Sprite, Stefano?
No, it was a Grolsch. Was that a Grolsch?
Kurt, no one can hear you.
Grolsch,
this is not working.
Exist?
I think so. I don't know. I didn't think so until I just saw that.
Oh shit, Bob.
Hey, man.
Oh, we reached the half portion of the show.
I'm a real cowboy. Oh, I'm drinking.
Anywhere.
Someone's on here eating dinner.
This was Southern boys drink right here.
Bob, now you look. I know you watch The Walking Dead, but now you look like Marshall.
Marshall who?
From
I don't watch Walking Dead, bro. I got
The Walking Dead.
I got behind in the second season, and I never.
He quit that in season 14.
I thought you said he looks like Marshall Bennett.
No.
Everyone, quiet.
Can you hear me now?
Can you give us an introduction?
Hey, Kurt, hey.
Hey.
How's it going?
What's up?
Hey, we're drinking and eating.
What were you eating?
Oh, we're eating pasta and meat and drinking beer and tequila.
That's things in Canada. Beautiful Canada.
It snowed again today.
It was snowing today, so I don't know.
Nice.
But it's good.
It
okay.
snowed in Detroit fucking 2 days ago, bro.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, it snowed here
It snowed
too.
in Detroit.
Buffalo.
It's snowing here today.
Where,
It's
Buffalo?
Like
Yep.
it's probably snowing now.
Wow. Beautiful summer weather in Florida.
We need to be quarantined down there with you, Stefano.
Yeah, this is
For sure.
That's a place to be quarantined, man.
Yesterday, you opened the beach in Jacksonville, man. The beach is starting to open right now.
But my wife wants to be quarantined with Stefano. She told me that recently.
Hey, me too. Me too. I'm talking sexually.
She got
You're that sexy motherfucker.
Oh yeah, Bob's wearing a cowboy hat.
Oh, I like your hat, Bob.
My man.
Well, Tony had his out, man. I had to bust this out. I bought this in New Mexico like 2.5 years ago or so.
I'll get my hat. Hold on.
Yeah,
All right,
a
Kurt.
hat now.
Oh,
Hey,
big cowboy. That's all big cowboy.
How you doing, Sandy?
Bob, somehow when I saw you with the cowboy, I wanna eat what is it? KFC. Is it
What?
No.
Oh, glitchy, hey?
Chicken. KFC.
KFC? What?
The jet. Am I saying it right?
Hold on, Tony. Let me pour a shot. You gotta. I see a shot glass in your hand. Hold on a second.
No, it's okay.
No.
So
Hold on.
No,
Kurt, come on. You guys ready? Sandy.
Yeah, ready.
Where's the shot
Oh
glass?
shit! I want to do a call too.
Sandy, where's your shot of tequila?
I need my training wheels.
I'm gonna
Oh,
get my
you pussy.
Mexico beef hat.
I have my wife over here.
What a puss.
All right.
Nice
Stefano's
hats.
got a hat now.
Pour me some tequila now.
course.
Okay?
Tony, is that
Yeah.
cocaine or salt on your fucking?
Let me see, Bob.
I don't want that.
Stefano looks like he's
Cocaine, I
about
know.
to disappear.
Guys, ready or what?
Wait for me.
y'all.
Hold on.
Oh.
Wait.
I love you guys.
Oh,
It's a party.
Wait.
It's the first party I've been to in a month.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, you need to take a picture of this.
Cheers, everyone.
The last time I was hanging was with freaking
Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah, Tony.
Tuca
For real,
Blia.
it was.
Gabe, I was gonna offer. Gabe, I was gonna offer.
I need to get the flash.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
You touch the screen.
I don't drink. I'm a pothead.
Wait,
Yeah, right, Gabe. You're a beer drinker in Hellraiser.
because I'm
It's
Zoom.
okay. It's fine.
Never.
I was gonna offer to help you edit this, but I've completely changed my mind. This is a shit show.
I actually didn't think it would become a shit show because it was only like an hour. I'm like, oh, I can't get that drunk in an hour.
The last time you were
Apparently we can.
Dun.
Or it's been over an hour.
What I want to say, the last time also I was in a convention was with Bob.
Is that a lamp?
So is there people sending tattoo photos in or what?
Oh yeah, there's tons. We got 80 more to go. Okay.
No.
Hey, where's the tattoo picture? Where can you see
It's
it?
coming. It's coming. They're
It'll
coming.
pop
They're coming.
up. It'll pop. It's like magic.
Stefano, is that a lampshade on your head?
No.
He's like Raiden. He can disappear and reappear behind you.
Oh, it's totally right in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lampshade.
It is.
Okay, here we go. This
It looks good on you regardless, whatever it is.
For 3.5 years.
What's it? It took the guy 3.5 years?
No, they've been tattooing 3.5.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Hold
well,
on.
where's
You like this one better, Bob?
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah, that's badass.
That's really
Holy
good.
crap. Everyone has so many hats.
So many.
No, I like that one.
You started with a hat.
Oh, the Viking hat is cool.
Yeah, the
Whoever
Viking
told me I
hat's
had to
good.
puke outside.
Where's our tattoo?
Come.
What tattoo?
When you
Okay,
read.
turn.
Oh my God, Bob, you're scaring me right
Oh,
now.
yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah.
Another
Hey, I
good
forgot we were in
hat.
quarantine.
Wait.
Yeah, this one's real solid. All
We
the way
had to
through.
drink beer through this thing, but
It's pretty cool. Poseidon.
Oh, I like it.
oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, that looks good. It's really 3D.
So there you go.
Took off my
So
quarantine
you
hat.
you remember the first one we saw that had the woman with the headdress? This person pulled off the same feat where the crown didn't distract from the focal point, which is like the face and the beard. That's a tricky thing to pull off with edges and values.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did it. This is real good.
The beard is cool. Yeah, the beard's cool.
You know what, man? I like how the nose is. You can't even see the outer edge of the nose.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you don't have to. Because
Right.
your eye tells you where it is. And when that heals, it's still going to look that cool. You know what I mean?
because all the other shapes are strong enough. They were real deliberate with the darks and the lights. You know, like they could have half-assed some. They could have half-assed like the underneath of the eye socket, and then the nose wouldn't be as obvious, or the bottoms, or the shadow shape of the nose.
All right, you know what? But tell me about the crown, because it bothers me that some part.
Well, the crown looks unfinished, bro. Some part was unfinished. Obviously, it's unfinished.
I was gonna see the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, but what about this? But
it's just missing the top of his head.
It's like the crown looks a little bit. Yeah.
Also, I think the crown looks a little bit Mayan or something like.
Yes, the crown. The crown definitely looks like it's from a different tradition.
And I think it was a little bit of hair on the top of that. I think it's flattening the head.
Yeah.
The head.
My guess is that there's more to come above the crowd, but to the point that I was trying to make, what if you had hardlined the top of the crown? It would have destroyed all the stuff that was happening in the beard.
Got in.
I really like the contrast.
Hang out.
I like the softening of that line too. I feel like this is kind of a line heavy piece, even though there's a lot of shading. I'd like to see more value shape in it, I guess.
I mean,
in what parts of it though? Just in the crown?
Just like everything is like liney. You know what I mean? Like there's no area that's like more dimensional, I guess. Like it's sort of all uniformly linear in a weird kind of way.
Because a little more.
It kind of seems like it's supposed to be like a statue, maybe. And if it's a statue, then the crown kind of does look like stone, made out of stone. But it also kind of seems a little bit more crude than the rest of the.
I think it's flat, and it's fucked up because the bottom is really good.
Yeah.
I definitely think that like what you said, Rand, the crown looks like it's from a different tradition than the.
Fucked up.
They have the same light source coming from the top right, and then put a little bit of like gray background, just a little soft shading on the top of the crown, going from the upper left side corner to the bottom right. That way, it would hit a little bit of the nose, and it would hit also those like parts of the crown that would be highlighted.
You want to know what it is?
Negative space.
I'll tell you what it is. It's like, like he's.
What is it, Tony?
Tony.
But I get mad. Like the bottom is nice, and all of a sudden he got in he started rushing the top, and it's like you got to watch some.
Well, how do you know he's from Russia, bro?
Yeah, dude, that's a bad assumption, man. He's not Russian. There's no way.
It looks kind of intentional.
I think it would be really cool if it had the hair. If it had the hair kind of coming out from the crown, it would be really cool.
I think everybody's wearing a hat, even the tattoo.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it was my hat.
Exactly.
I think assuming that everyone who put pieces in is watching this, I would like to ask this dude if this is the start of the piece that's going to continue.
What?
Yeah, maybe there's supposed to be something that makes sense.
I think this piece is going to continue. I don't believe that the person who did the bottom half of it considered the top half finished. I think that he scrubbed the top half in, knowing that it's going to like pull over that person's shoulder. I think we should ask him. Surely he's watching.
You ruined it, man. I'm getting mad. I drink. Anybody want to drink with me or what the?
This is from Kitty, the same tattooer.
I like it.
And
cool idea.
I like it.
Cool idea.
I like that
now
one.
it's part of a full sleeve. And there's a question: why does everyone own so many hats?
And masks.
Why not?
I travel the world, Bob, with you.
My beach hat.
Get your pull.
Go to the beach.
Get your pull means
You gotta have accessories.
it means it's shot time.
Exactly.
Puerto Rican hat.
We need to keep the life interesting,
Yes.
You said this is the same person?
The same woman, yes.
Oh, same woman?
It looks like the same artist. I can see the same style there.
Yeah.
This one is more like
shot, guys.
comic book kind of.
Yeah, let's get
Tony,
a shot,
Kurt,
man.
get a shot ready for whenever it's gonna happen. All right.
It's ready.
So at all the time we've been running our
Get a new
mouths,
beer, I
Kurt's
guess.
ready, Tony.
the only comment was
Okay,
about our
Tony.
hats. There's no other questions or anything.
Get your poll.
There is,
Get
I
your
hope there's
poll.
more shit talk in the chat.
The wise
Yeah.
words of Dimebag Daryl.
If I were to give a critique to this piece, I would say that each piece of like, cause it's like broken glass. It would be cool if it had like sort of a white edge between the outline, the bold outline, and the actual reflection. So it kind of looked like more like the edge of the broken glass, you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, I think it's really cool. It's just
like
that
it.
would have made it look more like broken, like a broken mirror.
it's kind of graphic, like a comic book panel, but I think I agree with you. Like if it had more dimension in the glass, it would be way cooler.
Yeah. And that's a hard thing to pull off.
Around the
It is hard.
Reflection on it, you know?
Yeah.
It's a hard idea to fucking pull off.
Very
Yeah,
hard.
and
That would be a lot
Depending on
more
the size too, because I think it's in a small area. I think if you put, we see it in at least in my laptop, it looks like bigger than the real life, than the real life tattoo.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's like maybe like a 20% smaller than what I see in my.
Oh,
my
look, that's a cool mask.
Oh,
Stefano.
Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera, man.
One thing about that, Tad, man,
And how do you
you
make
see
it
this
so you
tattoo
can
from a
have-
distance, it looks really cool.
No, you just gotta press
Oh,
it.
I like that one. I like that one.
From across the
one
room,
thing
it's like,
that,
wow, that's a cool tattoo.
No.
You know?
One thing that bothers me about it, and I do like it overall, but like the frame of it, like why is the heart super thick in the centers and then thins out at the edges? I think I'd like to see the opposite of that.
Well, you know what that
Does that make
probably
any
is?
What?
It's just something I do every tattoo. I fuck up the line work and I gotta thicken it up here.
Oh yeah.
thicken it up there.
I always
That's
heard
the story of
I
my
heard
life
that
every
about
fucking
you.
tattoo.
Yeah.
Bob, don't say
I heard
that
that
out loud.
Bob like it.
That's why I don't outline that much.
I'm gonna get some.
Different hat.
That's out of the Guy Aitchison tutorial book, right?
It is. When in doubt.
Tutorial?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What is it? Redefining the
wise
tattoo? God, it's been so long. Reinventing the tattoo. Yeah,
Reinventing.
no, it's all about
Oh,
like
the
that,
Bible.
like, building
The
your
Bible.
line, you know?
You know,
Yeah.
Shit, guy, they're
the
actually
wise
talking
words
to me
of
now.
Tony Olivas when it comes to black and gray.
Yeah.
When in doubt,
That's my
shade it
hero.
out.
What was that? It went in doubt. What?
Tony Olivas is my hero.
When in doubt,
When in doubt.
shade it out.
Shade it out.
Hey,
I
Bob.
never had enough money for reinventing the tattoo, so that's what it is. Is you have to
I
like
had a bootleg myself.
you just
Hey,
thicken
I
the
got the real
parts where
thing
you
somewhere in
screw
my
it out.
house. The abyss
All
I
right.
call my
Tony
house.
Olivas is not only my hero because of the tattoos, but he can.
Robert Hernandez is up there for me.
Robert is my fucking favorite on the entire planet. Have you been watching his quarantine artwork?
No, that's awesome.
Look, you can scroll through.
You ever seen what he's been doing in the last month?
I gotta check that out.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
I don't
Go
think
to his Instagram, his website, anything.
Amazing.
go to whoever.
He's created like
I
shit.
own the original from
pieces of
him.
artwork.
It's like one of my favorite
Awesome.
pieces of art I have
Dude.
at home.
There's a
It's
rumor that
next
he's
level
interested in
shit
this.
he's doing.
I believe it.
Seriously, please, you got
I
to see his
will.
Instagram.
Oh, I see.
You will trip the fuck out.
Oh, now you
Yeah.
have it.
How do you do that?
Oh, Sandra's got a hat on now. Sandy,
Sandy's got a
you get your pilgrim hat on.
Upside down. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's a witch's hat, yeah.
Stefano, what the hell are you wearing?
I'm the Phantom of the Opera.
the opera.
Phantom of the
No worries.
Oh, look,
I'm saying.
you're wearing the hat that you got in Winnipeg. The
Oh, Winter Peg?
Wait,
The fur hat.
the fur hat.
Oh yeah, the
Oh, hold
There,
on.
yeah.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
that one. I want that one.
Awesome.
India's got it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
How do
yeah.
I get that?
That's beautiful. Oh my god.
Bob's drunk. He didn't even see it on my head.
Oh, I need a
That's
different hat.
awesome. Is that a coyote? That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow.
you got that here in Winnipeg, hey Bob?
I did.
Yeah.
I got a lot of flack
That
on
is
Instagram.
awesome.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a little bit. And I understand that. And I actually kind of like, I'm like, oh, fuck. I can
Hey,
kind of
you know how
half
many-
agree, you know what I mean? But
You know how many fucking coyotes we have
Fuck,
here?
man.
They're everywhere. You know, fuck it. That's fine.
well, I hear they,
One.
you
How
know,
do I
they
Bob, I
fuck
have
up
to
a lot
go,
of
Bob.
livestock and shit.
Hey Bob, I have to go to Canada to get me
What the
one
fuck
of
are you
those.
wearing, bro?
I'm a wolf, man. I'm a wolf.
You look like a teddy bear, bro. Like
That too.
well, that's what your gal says. You're a teddy bear. Kurt's got his top hat. Kurt looks
You like
like
the
Phantom
balls?
of the Opera.
The balls?
Oh my God, Bob, your beard is like getting so long.
Kurt.
Yeah, I look like Paul Jeffries
Sandy,
again.
it looks like a witch hat now that I see the
It
top.
is a witch hat. It is a witch hat.
Okay, I didn't see the top before. I didn't see that it came to a point. You know what I mean?
Look.
That's
It's a good
badass.
witch hat. Yeah.
I like your man.
I think we should have another drink to that.
Hey
I'll
Bob.
drink to that.
Hey, Bob.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Bob.
Oh, you got on the
Hey Bob.
All right.
Tony, what's up?
I gotta go to Canada to get that one.
Yeah.
Oh, the coyote? Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. That's the only place I've seen it was in Winnipeg.
Oh, I got a coyote. I got a coyote.
Oh yeah.
Paul.
How do I get that, man? I put them in the magazine.
You need to
give you
go to
mine.
like a
Come to
state
Winnipeg.
fair.
I know where to get one.
You got to go to a state fair.
Oh yeah.
Tony, I'll give you mine, bro.
Oh my God. You know you gave me one.
How about
You know which one you gave me? I'm gonna put it right now. You don't remember what you gave me, right?
He gotta send you the bear. He gotta send you the one on his head, babe.
we'll trade?
Yeah, trade him.
Hey, sorry
Hey.
guys. Did we get sidetracked from this critique thing?
What critique?
This is my
Are we
prop.
critiquing?
Oh,
Is
Hey,
that what we're doing? I forgot. Yeah, we're.
Bob,
Very stylish.
Bob, they have this thing at Jack Daniel's I've seen recently where people can go in and buy a barrel and have it stamped with their names,
Yes.
and you can split it. You could create your own custom wax seal, and you can have it broken down into however many you need. It's about $10,000, but that's only $5,000 each. I'm
Is it
real
that
close.
much?
Hey Bob.
I got
Hey.
friends, bro. I got friends who are part of that club, and it's like they own a tiny plot of land, right? You know,
Yeah,
but the squires,
yeah.
but they can recommend, like they can add one friend.
Yeah.
So
That means
I got some friends that keep saying they're going to do it, but they haven't yet.
Hey Bob.
Yeah.
You
But
gave
I'm
me
going to
the-
be. But I don't think it costs any money, though. I don't think.
Well,
Because I don't have
the
tech
thing
right.
that I'm talking about, you'd have to split it up between people, but you could create a custom seal, and we could get a set number of bottles each, and distribute them however you want to distribute them.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
and so you can split it up where it's $2,000 a piece if you wanted.
All right, let's drink. Let's drink.
You want to do it?
Look at
I've been looking. That's the reason I brought that up is I've been looking for someone to do that with who drinks Jack Daniels.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
I'm with you. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right,
drink Jack
I'll
Daniels?
reach out after.
Definitely.
Hey
Cheers,
Bob.
guys and girls.
Bob, you remember this one? Bob.
I do remember that.
All right. I'm a sailor.
You slick.
Oh, she looks like
The
a panda.
panda head
Hers
is
is
good.
panda. Is that a panda?
Yeah,
I love your.
she got my
that's
milk
cool.
too.
Oh shit!
Oh.
You're halfway there.
She looks so cute.
I love your
guys,
mask.
I'm getting drunk. Fuck.
like too quick.
Yeah, I love your mask. It's awesome.
It is.
That's awesome. You can see everybody.
Cheers. Yeah, who's drinking tequila?
I just drank Jack a second ago. Do I
Who's
got to pour another Jack already?
Not
Everybody
here.
has their own drink.
drinking man shit?
What?
Is this guy?
I'm bugging.
There you go, babe. This is fun. Getting drunk in line.
Mhm.
This should be a regular thing.
Oh my God! I hope I remember all this tomorrow.
No.
Except for the people who got critiqued.
Oh,
Yeah, they're gonna be pissed.
we still have to. We have to
okay.
keep more stuff, don't we? Hold on.
critique.
I hope that there's
All right,
more
guys.
shit talking in the chat.
Critique.
Hey,
This is
We had a
not-
nice break. Let's get back to work.
Yeah,
All
this
right.
isn't the gang tats.
Oh, yeah.
We got gang tats coming,
More
but
tattoos here.
We got gang
Hey,
tats? Yo, bring
yeah.
on the gang tats.
Hey, Gabe, I'd like to
Can you
critique you on
zoom
your
in on
camera angles.
Gang tats or gang tats?
On my camera angles, what the fuck did I do?
I'm looking at the back of your ear constantly.
Oh, I know. That's because the camera's here.
Right. That's what I mean by camera angles.
Okay.
All right.
How about it?
What do we got MS-13 up in here?
It's
What's
fresh and healed, right? Fresh on the left, healed on the right.
It's
Looks fresh and healed to me.
I'll be right back.
That is
It's,
fresh and healed. I
all
can
right.
see already.
This is
All right.
Andrew Gardner.
You know, that's really cool. Somebody's done a fresh
Vibrator.
and healed tattoo. That's awesome.
Hurts all of a sudden.
Cool as fuck.
I don't know.
it is cool, but I feel like it's unnecessary in this case.
Well,
there we
it's
go.
always good to see, man. You know,
It's good to
Very
see,
good.
but I would present it with a single image. I think in this case.
you're right. I know.
But you can kind of see the fresh versus healed. So that's kind of good. But
It's
It
good
looks-
for like posterity and like proof, but I think for presentation, pick one. You know.
I think it's a little confusing where the lips are because the lips kind of flow into the background a little bit. It's kind of a little busy there.
Compositionally there was some wrong decisions made in here.
Could
Sorry,
use a little more.
I said decisions like a drunk person.
The
but they're-
lighting is different too. You know, even though you know it is fresh and healed, it's like shit looks so different or different lighting.
Yeah,
It's like the left is so cool,
Yeah,
the right is so
agreed.
warm, it's all flattened out.
But you know that what was that one earlier that had the fern trees, or something, like trees in the foreground and trees in the background that were the same, and so it
Yeah.
flattened everything else out.
Yeah.
So if you take like a geometric kind of shape, which I think that's what I'm looking at in the foreground and the cheek, and then I take the background geometric shape, they're both the same in like line weight and value and everything. So it immediately flattens everything out. So it makes the face insignificant. Everything is flat because of the foreground and the background.
Yeah, you need more of like a real clear plane of the face if you're gonna have that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
actually,
think
you know,
the moth.
And the
One thing that's-
nostril is outlined real crazy too.
The moth
It is.
a little more like.
And the healed
And
one
actually-
looks a little better. It's not that.
Yeah, the
crazy.
healed. Actually, this is way better healed than it is fresh. I will agree with
Yeah.
that.
It's
One
kind of
thing
weird, actually, the way that the background kind of like intersects with the face in a way that it probably shouldn't. On the like where the lower part of the right eye is.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
It almost looks like the background is the cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
true.
maybe that was the cheek, and they put a bit of background there. I don't know.
Yeah. This person set themselves up for a lot of challenges. It would take a really, really skilled person to pull this composition off. I could not take the. Yeah, I couldn't take this composition and pull it off successfully. So, and I've been tattooing 24 years. I
Drinking.
don't think I can pull it off.
Yeah.
I would think
Oh
if I
my
were to give to the person with this tattoo, if I were to give advice, I would say they should not overthink it and think of it in simple terms like the face, the background, the moth, three different things, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with that.
Great,
And then
too.
that way it's not so busy. It's like you're just simplifying it, you know.
Yeah. It's just light and dark shapes, and if those don't make sense, then
He wasn't supposed to be here.
Right. Yeah.
Jump in.
I mean, it healed really good though. It's done well. It's just
Well, compare. Yeah,
the one
fresh
that's
to
about
healed.
me the most, I think, is that the cheek, the
the cheek
under
thing,
the eye
yeah,
there,
yeah.
the design comes into the cheek.
Right. It
Yeah.
kind of cuts in a weird way. Yeah.
Yeah, so the front design doesn't really relate to the shape of the cheekbone or the face at all. It kind of breaks it in a weird way, which makes it even stranger. So it's a compositional problem.
Really cool. It would be really cool if the background kind of faded in behind it, you know, like so it was like yeah.
Fresh to healed.
Yeah.
It healed perfectly from what he had
Oh, I like
done.
the dog.
Gabe doesn't want us to talk about that tattoo anymore.
No, we just have to keep moving. Yeah, come on now. Sorry, Andy, who
Okay.
was one of the
Dog
very
tattoos.
first
This dog
people
is
to-
cute.
Favorite tattoo.
First of all,
Oh,
this dog is very cute.
yeah. So
Dogs
the
and skulls I could do for the rest of my life. All right?
Okay, let's see.
Oh, I like the
Let's
dog.
see.
So the problem is the background, right? I mean, the background
It's
just
a bad-
started
bad-
and quit.
the fresh tattoo, it's a bad photo. There's glare on there and shit.
Yeah.
But the background, right? I mean, it looks like he's wearing a hairpiece. The background should fade out for you.
See, the thing is, when you look at this tattoo, right off the bat, I think this looks badass.
Really?
No,
that's my opinion. Right off,
It's not
right
bad.
off the bat.
I mean,
But
this is a tough
listen.
reference to put. Look at how wide the reference is compared to the surface area of like the leg or whatever this is on.
That was
It's
the
already
reference.
narrow.
I think it looks good.
Yeah,
though,
I'm not too
actually.
sure about the top here though. Like,
Yeah, but I think if they could put it out a little more.
Is that the original reference from the actual artist? Because
yes,
that's a hard
gotta
actual
be,
fucking reference
Right,
to work from.
Can I just say something that really to every freaking artisan that wants to get into black and gray, can you just freaking buy my boy Bob Tyrrell's DVD?
For sure.
Hey,
Sweet.
hey, Tony, thank you, bro. That's a nice plug. I appreciate that. I'm fucking broke as a joke right now, so I appreciate
He's not,
that, bro.
he's not
Can
paying.
you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
How does it even
Buy it through Tony's affiliate link, though.
You guys hear me
man,
at all? No. I'm there.
Oh shit, Bob's got a seminar tomorrow. Free.
Where's the seminar?
It's at tattooeducation.com/free webinars.
Can you guys hear me? No, yes, please. I don't know.
Yes.
I hear you.
Tony, I love you. Thank you, bro.
I'm just saying,
That was really nice.
I love you to death, bro.
Just get that for the beat.
motherfucker in the world. The one
Thank you, bro.
Not sure if you guys can hear me or not.
I'm just saying.
My
We hear you,
laptop.
Stefano.
Bro, right now, I appreciate that.
Hey,
Gabe, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Stefano. Kitty says, Bob, the hair of the dog video
We're
is
here, bro.
invaluable for her learning how to tattoo. And I would be remiss not to say that tomorrow you're doing an interview with Guy Aitchison, and you have an 11-hour webinar on
Yeah, is that crazy or what?
Yeah.
No, listen, guys, I know 11 hours, it sounds a little fucking retarded why it took so long. You know what I mean?
No, it doesn't. It takes that long.
but it did.
I joke. I don't joke. But what I
must
tell
have been
people
some
is, I'm like,
breaks
man, if you don't have 11 hours to watch this shit, then you don't have 11 hours to do it.
That is true.
Listen,
That
guys,
is true.
I don't drink and
What's
tattoo.
11 hours?
Listen, those 11 hours, like, I don't drink and tattoo, you know? It's like,
yeah,
you're like, why did it take so long? Because Bob was drinking. But I don't. When I tattoo, I don't fucking drink, you know?
No, I know.
Kill the whole bottle.
It's just, that's how slow my brain works at a very slow pace.
Yeah,
was pouring a shot of tequila. All right, I got a shot of Jack waiting to go.
Should we drink some
yeah,
tequila, Jack?
Bob.
Hey, listen,
Wait,
Look,
just got this.
Hey,
We
Bob,
cracked
look,
the
man, I
bottle
fucking
now.
look what I've drunk.
Tony. Oh, you got about a quarter of a bottle left, bro.
No, really? That's a lot. Look,
That's a quarter of a bottle.
Yeah, he said
You call it.
a lot.
Hey,
You call that tonight. You're
the
gonna be
tequila
flat.
bottle is
Who
half
does
full.
that? Look at this.
Kurt,
It's half full.
No, no.
Listen, my phone's being really weird. Like everybody who talks, they come on. There's Tony with his fifth of Patron and his top hat.
And
And
I
then
don't,
Kurt, say
I don't
something.
drink Patron. I like Cuervo. I'm dirty.
Let's everyone
Yeah,
take
that's
a
what
shot.
we're drinking.
Everybody take a shot.
We're drinking
All
dirty
right.
tequila.
You know what? You know why I didn't get
We're
a
all
Cuervo?
drinking.
All right, cheers.
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 Hold
Love
on.
you all.
Hold on. Hold on.
Who's
Cheers.
saying hold on? Well, we'll cheers again. No worries.
Let's just
Oh,
cheers.
yeah, cheers. We
Oh, what?
can drink more.
If you
Oh,
get
look at India's hat now.
There's nothing in there.
your wife, I'm gonna put my wife.
There's nothing in there.
All right. Cheers.
That
Bye.
looks like some sort of
Hold on,
Viking
guys.
hat or
Wait,
something.
wait.
Oh my God, we're going for
My
seconds?
last
Shit.
shot of gentlemen. Hold on.
Bob is slow Bob.
I just did a Jack a second ago, and you guys didn't do it.
Slow Bob.
I gotta do
Yeah,
it with
They
it.
done now.
Drink faster.
Whoa.
We're all drunk now.
I'm getting fucked.
Can you guys see this?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Oh,
All I
well,
see is
Fuck,
Kurt standing.
fuck coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
A big old cheers to fuck coronavirus.
Fuck
Fuck
coronavirus.
coronavirus.
Fuck corona.
Yeah,
Fuck
but
Corona
drink
Chan.
Corona. Don't breathe Corona.
Okay, gang
She's
tats
hot,
up.
but don't touch her.
Gang tats are coming.
Oh, he's showing a tattoo.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
there
we're
we go.
critiquing.
Oh
All right,
my
cool.
God.
Now
Nice.
this is Gabe. This is true drunk critiquing now.
We got there.
This is what the seminar was all about. And this is what's going on at this moment, okay?
Yeah,
I think I'll be drunk as soon as I stand up.
Oh, also,
Like
for an ad,
phase.
Bob's doing a seminar tomorrow.
Drinking and like
2 o'clock
the
Eastern.
brim.
I want it.
It's good,
We've-
right?
These
We've
are
crossed
great.
over to clapping hands, everyone.
Gang tats.
Spraying hands are really nice. I'm going to say
Man,
right off the
They're
bat.
really
I
nice.
appreciate.
I'm going to
Those are
critique
damn
some shit
nice.
right now.
Clapping hands.
But right off the bat, I think they're really nice. But I'm gonna critique a bunch of shit. I'm wasted. Listen,
Anyone
We already
who puts out
forgive
praying
me.
hands to be
Yeah, I don't know
critiqued
who
deserves a round of applause.
Who
Who said that? Who said
Listen, I'm drunk as a skunk. All right.
They're not on somebody's neck. And I saw
Oh.
that at a Walgreens, and that's that's the pinnacle of praying hands.
They're perfect. That's what you want your praying hands to look like. Congratulations.
True. They're very well done.
Yeah.
It's good.
I
I
think
like
it's
really
the
nice.
drop
It's
shot.
not quite your level, but it's a good attempt.
All right. Yeah.
You know, it's like
Great
it's
comparison.
always a crapshoot, guys. If you want to put some outlines, like around, like you put the bottom of the sleeves, you know, a solid outline, and maybe a solid like dark gray outline or something, which I've been doing a lot of lately, you know, and I'm kind of like iffy as how they're going to look down the road, you know, like.
I like
I work a
the
lot
sleeves
differently
here.
now than
They
I
look
did
cool. I wish the
when I
outline was
used
a little
coil
cleaner,
machines, you
but
know.
I don't object to the outline. on this.
Yeah, I don't
But-
either.
I like it how it is.
Outline
I think
is
it's
fine.
perfect.
But I know the longevity of a tattoo, whether you're using the outlines or background, one or the other, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
in,
I like it.
You know,
in most ways. You know what I mean?
In fine art, in illustration and fine art, the outline is considered a crutch, so it's not what you want to rely on necessarily. But I
Yeah.
mean, graphically, it can be valuable.
Yeah, and then sometimes an outline just
lines in nature
preserves the longevity of a tattoo, you know?
Right. That's the
It's a
key
lot more
difference.
solidly in there.
It's a
Yeah.
fine line. It's a fine line.
Hey, that said, I think this would look really good when it's healed. It'll be really soft looking, you know?
And then,
Yeah, this is not healed. Fair, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
somebody
it
hit,
looks
yeah, of course,
really
fresh.
soft.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little choppy. I mean, the shading, it's a bit choppy in the veiny area of the hair and all that, you know?
Yeah, but
But
it'll smooth out. It'll smooth out.
yeah, no, I
That's
think
what
it's
I was gonna say.
executed really
That-
well.
Yeah.
Later it's gonna look okay when it's healed,
It's going to lighten up
Yeah.
a lot.
Like in a
It is,
year or
yeah.
something, it's gonna do even better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
When it's healed in a month,
I don't
it's
want
going to
to
look a lot better. When it's healed in a year, tattoos, honestly, they in the 2 or 3 years, they settle in just a little bit more, man.
So let me
That's the
let me ask you.
Philip
It's
Blue
true.
used to say
But
that.
it's not only that. I mean,
Those are the wise words of
I'm
Philip
good.
Blue.
It's not only that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Philip Blue, yeah.
take a class of hands. Like I'm Jesus Christ. Like I'm good with hands. Maybe if you take some class,
What do you mean?
that too.
You crazy thing.
But, yeah, I mean if you see it, this is not right. I would suggest that take some classes on hands. Hands
Well, dude, if you zoom in,
and
look
feet.
at the
Those
knuckle area.
those hands are solid, I think.
I mean, this is the
If
Dura.
you guys zoom in, look at the
is it not?
knuckles.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
They're a
Is that
little
Dura hands?
funky.
Yeah,
when
it
you
is.
zoom in,
I
I
mean,
see more
it
issues.
could be a lot more
guys. You
subtle.
zoom in on the
Sorry, I
fingernails.
wasn't zooming. I see more issues now for sure.
Zoom in on the fingernails.
The only thing
Yeah,
that bothers
yeah,
me
yeah,
about this
sorry.
tattoo is the outline. I really think
I
it could
wasn't
be
self
cleaner.
zooming.
But the
But
shading
listen,
is cool.
if the artist is listening right now, I'm guilty of the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? So I gotta critique shit, and I critique my own shit, and that's the exact thing I say whenever I fucking, But dude, the fingernails, everything. It's like I'm critiquing what I just said about your shit. I say the same thing about my stuff all the time, bro. And I really do.
Yeah.
Like I've been tattooing
I wouldn't
23
give anybody
years.
critique. I wouldn't
I
give
feel like I
myself.
just started sometimes.
I think one of the
So here's a good question.
is Neil.
The fingernails do look funky, like the crackheads.
Okay,
You gotta be careful with the line work.
Compare the fingernails. Compare the
Look
fingernails.
at the line work on the third finger.
Hey, what the fuck happened to Shane O'Neill, man? Where is he?
Where is Shane O'Neill? Good question.
And the fourth finger. The
He's
third
enjoying
and
an
the fourth
awesome
finger.
life being AWOL, bro, and doing his thing, bro. He's
Bob's trying to drink my beer. Take your beer.
Wait.
Oh, sorry, babe. Fuck,
I wanna
I'm trying to dry
I
my
wanna
girl's
see-
beer. Sorry about that.
German?
Where is your
Did
girl?
you say
wearing
German?
The cow.
She's over here.
She's awesome.
She is. She's the coolest.
Especially
She hasn't
with
been seen on
the coyote hat is the best.
She hasn't had her hair done
that's-
in a while.
Bob gave it to me.
I like the coyote hat.
That's mine. Bob gave it to me.
Oh, that's a nice portrait.
No,
That's
now,
Bob
Tony.
Trade
I heard it
He
on
had to send us that bear he has on his head.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay,
Now y'all know y'all can't talk about nobody's kid.
this
That's
tattoo
right.
looks nice. Okay,
No, that's
For the
right.
record, this fella is watching.
This is my
this looks a lot like my portraits.
this is my
like
observation.
Everything I will critique about this portrait with the exact same thing I critique about my own portraits every day.
Yeah.
I've been tattooing 23 years, man. You know what
Which
I mean?
is what?
But
Yeah, seriously.
no,
fair.
okay, it's too dark here in the cheek nose cavity here, and I do that all the time. And I'm like, after 23 years, you'd think I would fucking have it down to a T, but I don't.
It's hard,
I
and
still
then
fuck up sometimes.
the lightening, the fact that like it lightens up so significantly and
And the
healing.
person's
This is
skin,
a
too.
fresh tattoo, you know.
Let me get that.
I think when
And
it's
you gotta
healed,
remember the
it's
person's
fucking
skin.
You know, if you do it too light, it's gonna disappear, and if you do
I
it
think
too
that-
dark, it
I
looks
think
weird
the
in the
nose
first
is
shot.
too much like an outline for me. That's the only
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
I
thinking,
know how it's gonna heal.
Up and around.
but healed, I think it'll soften up.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
But I
whole
really
thing,
like
I wanna-
the
I wanna
cheekbone
like
thing.
the way
I want to
that-
see the real picture.
I know exactly what he did.
I want to
It is nice when
to
people
this
include
day.
the reference photo.
exactly. I just heard. I just heard.
Yeah,
But
for a
This
portrait.
looks like one of my tattoos,
Oh,
actually, man. You know,
Yeah, one of the main two
very
things I
nice,
would
man.
open up is on the nose and also on the sides where you see the hair curl, just to make that maybe a little softer, like less outline, more silhouette-ish. I
Yeah.
think that would
maybe Gabe, the next time we could do this, he could put the
Right.
the
See
real
that?
and her and the tattoo.
That's gonna lighten up.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Also, I all the hard stuff like the mouth and everything.
Somebody fought. Hear that? Somebody fought it. You hear? Nobody heard
I
that?
can see what kind of fucking photo he used. It's somebody's fucking kid. And these are the hardest fucking photos in the
They are
world
hard.
to
Yeah, it's
fucking
true.
do.
That is true.
Yeah, they're
And every
usually
time-
terrible
That is true.
photos. Yeah.
And every
And
time I do one,
babies are like the worst because they have
Babies are the-
weird, distorted features.
absolute hardest, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
For
every
real.
time I do them, I'm like,
Good though.
no,
Making babies.
Pretty
I
good.
no,
think
I
it's
can't
pretty
do it. And then
Yeah,
you-
real
back.
babies.
Yeah.
Real babies are fun.
okay,
But I'll drink to that.
Babies?
you like I pulled it off
Tough.
barely, but you're not happy with the result, man.
I wanna make babies.
That's
Tough.
me.
It's really tough.
And I
Baby
want to like,
portraits might be the hardest portraits that exist.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to just say no from now on.
Babies is hard.
I want to say no. I want to say I can't. I just can't do it.
They're just.
I want to say that. I want to go pee. Oh my God! Hold that Winston fucking Churchill portrait right there.
Now this is
I'm gonna
fantastic.
pee real quick. I'll be right
This
back.
is good. No, Winston Churchill.
Do not let that
But,
photo go.
but,
Hold on.
but check this out. His face
30
is
seconds.
good. His face is good. The hand.
You know what though? The thought is
The hand, though. The hand.
The meme is there.
I know exactly, but I like. That's when I get mad. That's when I get
hand is
mad.
so-
Sure. The face.
It's almost
is
like
good,
the hand looks small.
Your hand is too
but
small.
the hand. I like it. You know why? Because he was in a rush. If he was like
It
Bob,
looks a bit rushed. I agree with you.
yeah. If he was like Bob, that Bob is like he takes
Your
fucking
hand is
20
like,
days.
like your face. So.
Like the
Takes a whole month to do a tattoo. But
You know, not everybody
but
has
the
that kind of
face is
time.
good. The hat, I like the whole thing.
It's good though. This
I like
is
it.
a
I'll
great
still-
concept. This
I'll put it in the magazine
concept
because
is
it's
transcendent.
I
But it
would put it in the magazine because it's good. But
Yes.
whenever I have to do a portrait with a hand in it, I always do the same thing with the hand.
it's like Winston Churchill doing the Cholo shit.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It is. You know what you need for this really is to have like a front. You need to posed reference. You need like a properly posed illustrative reference for this, which is hard to come by. You know, and like most people don't
But
approach
I
their tattoos
really
like that.
like
you
it.
know?
I really like it.
This is great. I agree. I think this is fantastic.
you either need the perfect reference or you need a real understanding of how to establish foreground, middle ground, background.
You need to shoot this with someone in mind. Like you have to make your own reference for this to have it be perfect. you know?
Which includes an artistic toolbox.
Yeah.
That says like, okay, this is blurry. This
is an illustrator problem. That is,
Right.
you know,
Absolutely.
in illustration it gets a bit simplified sometimes.
The lights are a little different.
That
from
looks
the-
100% like Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
It looks like Winston Churchill 100%.
Yeah.
The portrait's good.
It does. It does.
The
That's what it
likeness
looks like him, and I like
spot
it.
on, bro.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful tattoo, man.
Yeah, it is.
Except
This is
Winston
great.
Churchill didn't have a tattoo on his face.
I know, but it's Winston
Cholo,
Churchill.
This is if Lush Sucks made tattoos.
This tattoo is perfect, bro. There's no critique. Fuck that. Fuck everybody.
I love it. I want to say hi to my
That tattoo is beautiful, bro.
I
No
want to
dispute.
boy Gus. Big Gus.
Gus.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Big Gus on the phone?
Oh, Big Gus made this?
No, he did it.
No.
And I want to say hi to him.
Big Gus is awesome. Yeah.
No, I'm just want to say hi to him. I don't know.
Shut up, Big Gus.
Because the
Shut up, Big
All right,
Gus.
if we're shouting people out, then I mean,
the Cholo reminds me of him. I don't
Big
know.
Gus is my hero.
shut up, Marcus. Shut up, Flip.
El Nika, un saludo al Nika.
You know what it
Random
is? Cinco
shout
de
outs.
Mayo is coming, and
Winston Churchill.
Flip Revy.
Fucking
Cinco
amazing.
de Mayo is coming. Are we gonna celebrate Cinco de Mayo? What the fuck? I hate
Oh
this
yeah,
vibe.
Cinco de Mayo.
We
I
have
have no
to.
critiques.
We
with
have
this
to
Winston
celebrate
Churchill,
Cinco de
man. This
Mayo.
is badass.
My mom's birthday.
Who knows what Cinco de Mayo means?
No, I'm
This
not.
fucking virus.
Vaguely.
killing
I
Perfect,
vaguely
bro.
know what it means.
So I've had this. I'm having
I have
this
to see the photo
nonstop.
to fucking really.
Are we still on this?
critique it,
Are
man.
we still critiquing?
In my eyes,
There you go. I've had this nonstop barrage of text messages coming in. If I start responding to them, will you guys just look up my nostrils, or does anyone know that? Can you tell?
oh,
Can
this is
you
fucking
put them
great.
on screen? Because that would be.
Ah,
All right.
I don't know. That's a
We need
question for
we need
Dave.
more comment trolling. I feel like this stream is lacking in like comment chat interaction.
Yeah, we should be able to see.
Here, are
the
you looking at the
stream.
YouTube link?
I'm not, but
I
I
think
bet
the only
that's
thing
where
that
the real
bugs me
gold
about
Wait.
this eagle is
Is this channel on
Hey,
the
YouTube?
feathers at the bottom of
Dave.
that little like
Comment.
swoosh.
Dave.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too
yeah.
hard.
Tony?
They should have been
Where are the
softer,
trolls?
maybe.
Where
Or
my
something.
trolls at?
Like a little negative space swoosh. You know what I mean?
Dave, how do we?
Can I actually find this on YouTube or no?
But
Is
dude,
this a Stephen Colbert eagle? Are we still critiquing?
this eagle face is badass.
I think that's
Whoever did this is amazing, man.
Are we still
I love it.
critiquing?
Love it.
So the sharpest
Bob, right now
edge.
everything is amazing. The best tattoo in the world.
People
Shit
are
looks a
hiding
little
under.
slightly sketchy.
But how do you make it too
But
good?
that's
The two ever
just a
seen.
picture. That's just what I'm seeing. Like, it might not be that way. In person.
Oh my god, Bob, he's the best. He's
Slightly
always like,
sketchy.
I think that's the best I've ever seen.
Probably better than what I might have
This
done.
is Roger Price.
When you get
this eagle's
when you
head
get
is
into the
cropped
lighter
real weird
areas
on the
of stuff,
top.
the highlight like kicks in, and stuff.
This eagle has a 1950s haircut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this
I
eagle's
tried to
in the
get that
military.
perfect
It looks like a hell of hair,
from
like a black hair.
Who's talking to their friend? Who's just like talking to someone that's not us?
I always tried to get that. I used to
Bob.
be better than.
Camera at all?
I don't feel
Bob,
like I don't get
Bob,
as
I
good
think
as
you're
I used
whispering to your friend and not to
Can you
us.
guys hear me?
Yeah, who's having a
It's like we're at a bar.
What the fuck?
There's nobody
You
here.
guys see me
I'm
at all? I don't know if you guys can see me.
I'm just mumbling to
When I'm
myself.
on my phone, it's completely- when I was on my laptop on the way
Wasting,
there,
you know, break out playing the guitar in a minute.
She's right. I'm wasting. I'm gonna break out playing guitar in a second. Stuff you guys don't want to hear, like 70s era.
I don't think like anybody's looking at
The
me,
good
like,
stuff.
like hearing me or something.
Give me the.
Oh, it's Stefano that's whispering.
That looked nice though.
I am whispering. I don't know. I'm
No, but I'm talking about this tattoo right now.
I
The
changed to
eagle.
my phone and my.
The
I don't think
eagle!
you
Yo, America!
can see me.
And shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
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 I need to say
Bring
this
it back.
thing.
it back
The
to
phone is for the
America.
phone.
What up there, America?
Hey,
You drunk
let's
bastards.
pretend let's pretend that we're the ones that did that eagle. Hold on back.
Sorry, guys. I have
Let me leave
5%. So
Whoa,
Or this piece, and we would like a
I'm
critique.
kidding.
Okay.
Who is that? Wait, who is that?
Carrie King.
Oh, that's the Vikings show, right? That's the
Carrie
character.
King. Slayer. Woo.
It looks like
Is that? Maybe you're right.
Picture deal.
Yo, is that Slayer? That's cool.
A little flat.
What is that? What is the name of that guy from that show? That's what it is, right?
It's probably from
I
that
like
Viking.
to tattoo beards, so
Yeah,
I
I thought it was a
beard
Viking
is
or
like
What's
something.
going on here?
I like it. The beard doesn't look good, but
Yeah, he didn't put the most attention on the beard. I agree.
You know, it's the thought that counts.
if you guys will let me say,
Now we're really getting drunk.
every beard I do sucks.
They meant well.
I suck at doing beards. I just completely suck at doing beards.
Beards
all right?
are hard, man. They are.
That's the guy from Gladiator.
So I get in defense of this
guy,
guy. I gotta say the same thing.
I have 5%.
Lot
I
of
think I
competing
suck at beards,
texture.
bro.
Very like I don't know. On the phone, it's
I
not
think
a
you
phone.
should
It's
have
my
had some
laptop.
black background behind the beard or something.
Is that the guy from Gladiator?
No. I don't know who that is.
You know, like back here.
Yeah.
Had
Yeah.
The beard definitely draws a lot of attention.
Like it's kind
Let's
of
do a
like,
shot of whiskey. Come on.
It shouldn't be facing the other way.
It's not Varg, right?
what? Oh, this is a thigh. This is a thigh.
Come on, let's do another shot.
It's a thigh, yeah. It's a thigh. The tattoo doesn't relate to the thigh very well. I will say that. When Gabe zoomed out, it looks like it's just kind of stamped on.
Yeah, but
I feel like it should be facing the other way, right?
with another pieces.
But
and
you
then can
also
do
had an
the
existing
case,
piece.
That'll be okay, you know.
Probably kind of like
Yeah.
trying to work with it, right?
I think it could be good. It's just maybe the I don't know. It could be
It's
dark in the silhouette.
is it legit the guy from Slayer? Because it's kind of Pine Tree Twitter-esque going
No,
on.
I don't.
Maybe.
I don't know who that is. I'm just saying it looks good. I don't know.
I'm waiting.
You know what?
That's it.
No,
the
it's-
beard.
You guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Hey,
No,
now
I don't
you
even know
guys-
what I'm
Oh
saying.
shit! All right. I'm fucked up, guys.
Yeah, but
You know when
Bob,
you know when
look at the
Can
yeah,
we
Bob,
have
look
Jack
at
Daniels,
where's
please,
your
next?
Jack Daniels? Look at my Corona. It's really low.
What, Tony?
Did you say my
My
Corona?
Corona in my Corona. My
Tony, you got a different hat on now.
My tequila. It's my tequila. Look at my tequila. It's really down. I said Corona, not Corona.
Oh, you're still working on that?
Listen, Corollas are shitty cars.
Tony.
All right?
Yeah, but look, was it? That's how you started.
Can you see me?
Corolla.
Can you see me?
Corona.
I'll have a Corolla.
You see me, guys, or no?
A Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
I'm still saying Corona.
You can't see me, bro?
We can see all of you.
Corona, do you want catch Corona?
Gabe, this show is a complete
Kurt,
disaster.
can you see me?
Just scrap it.
Yeah,
Kurt, can you
Let's
see
wrap
me?
it up.
This is exactly where we were supposed to end up.
Gabe, you're gonna spend 50 grand on editing for one episode. This is ridiculous.
No,
Just cut
don't
it.
edit this
It's
out.
a scrap.
Do not edit this.
Gabe, you guys think that Gabe is doing this? You think Gabe is doing this? Gabe is fucked up already. Okay.
Nah, it's fucked up as shit, bro.
Gabe's sleeping right now. Gabe is
Hey, I got an
completely
idea. We
asleep.
should drink. So.
Gabe's not even here. Gabe,
Oh, dude, I'm here. I started
Fucked up
drinking
as
at
shit, bro.
7 o'clock this morning. Finished the beer from last night. Okay,
Hey, look
I
at
got
my
this.
shot glass. It's got Al Capone on it. Look.
Oh yeah.
This is the beauty of live.
Zero chance TattooNOW.com makes a penny on this. It's over.
No.
People said in the chat room it's worth $1 million.
There's zero chance anyone makes any money ever.
We don't even have
I think I'm gonna to you guys because I have 3% and my
think
laptop
everybody
already
should
died
drink
and my
themselves
phone
to
is
death.
dying,
do another one. Can we do another one?
and I don't want to leave one
Yeah,
more
can
time.
we do
without-
Tony, one more. Come on.
Can we do another one?
Tony.
Nobody listen to me, I think.
another one.
Oh, this one's good.
Nobody-
Zoom in on
Wait,
me.
another tattoo. Hold on.
Zoom in here. This is
Oh
good.
my God. Thank you very much.
got
I
another
think it's
tattoo.
too much time.
Another
I
tattoo.
don't think you
Yeah,
can give the property.
Contract. Fucking killer.
Come on, baby.
Yeah, that's
That's
Gabe,
a
can we do another
pompadour.
one? Oh shit, that's
Okay, Mike.
Come on, Tony.
Oh shit! Look at that hair.
Come on, babe.
Is it
Hey, Bob.
Is it
I'm with you, bro.
It's kind of
Tony.
an intro to Photoshop
Bob.
on this
Let's do
one.
a shot, bro. I see you, man.
the white bear?
I can't see
Shots
you, bro.
fired.
Are you there?
I'm here,
And
man.
look at that line.
Hey, Gabe, man, I want to drink with Bob.
Wait a minute.
Look.
Zoom in. Is this
Okay.
is this an even of a tattoo? What's the vote on if this one is actually a tattoo?
Tony wants to talk about tattoo. We're trying to
Wait, I
take a
thought we
shot.
were
That's what I was just saying.
You know.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought we were all
Ouch.
getting paid to critique tattoos.
That was the plan originally.
Who's getting
The
paid?
shot, Gabe.
Oh,
Wait, who's
are we
getting
drinking? Or
paid?
I don't know. I think it'll come back.
Oh, babe, I love him.
I was guaranteed a Venmo.
He's making me dizzy.
Hey, Gabe, man.
Venmo.
Doing the
Wait,
Brady-
where are the super chats?
My camera
Where
disappeared.
the fuck are the super chats?
He's
on
doing
this
the Brady one.
We're bouncing.
Y'all acting very different since y'all got online.
This is a drunk stream.
Hell yeah.
You
I
like
think I
that?
lost my camera.
You do?
That was a good tattoo.
Ready?
Shit. Are you kidding me? You're gonna leave us with this? Oh my God, bro. This tattoo is amazing.
Wait, you leave us with this really
Hey,
good
wait,
portrait?
Wait,
What the
wait,
fuck?
wait. We still got a drink. What?
Holy shit.
I'm gonna take a stab.
Okay, this one.
What the fuck? That's too good. Too good.
I
Too
can't see.
good.
It's only on Bob there. What's going on here?
Bullshit.
I know.
Listen, give us the Ink Nation forums.
This is
That's what we need right
Marcin.
now.
I can't pronounce this. Marcin and
That's not a
Is there
real.
a tattoo show in there? 'Cause I don't see no tattoo.
No, that's not a real tattoo. That's like a photograph dropped on an arm.
Oh, wow.
It's not real. I call bullshit on this one.
Well,
All right.
it's too good.
Take a photo.
That's fake. Someone's trying to trick us right now because we're
Either
drunk,
that
and that's
or
fake.
it's like best tattoo ever.
Hey, where's Bob, man? Can we take a drink?
Wait,
There's a
who's
Bob Tyrrell
angle
tattoo.
grinding on the stream?
Where's Canada?
It's
Where's
probably the best tattoo ever, right
Where
there.
is
Come on,
Yeah.
bro.
That's
Where's
good.
Canada?
Oh, he's taking a drink.
Canada.
They mastered that removing the pigment from the actual skin technique.
Canada, right there.
Somehow they did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now we're moving along. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay. There's 80 more to go.
That's cool.
Only
I
70.
like it.
I like how the part on the finger looks like it actually is on a finger. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's art. That's art.
Right.
And he looks like the Joker, so that is a good fucking tattoo.
Nice. I like it. Now we're moving into the like yes or no portion of the segment.
I will put that tattoo.
Yeah.
Bob, you ready for your shot?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Yes. This one, yes.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
I vote
I
yes.
can't see you guys.
I wonder
Hold on.
how your red's gonna hold up the hand, though.
Coronavirus.
Let's kill the virus.
Shit get real.
Hey, I used to have red
The
on my
cure. You know what's the cure for
I can't see you guys. Can you guys see me?
Come on, man. Game is
Okay.
fire.
You can see me?
Bob is stuck.
Wait.
I'm sticking out.
Tony has the best hat. Wait, I gotta compete with Tony's hat right now.
Again.
Can you guys see me?
Tony.
Wait, hold on.
We're stuck with your tongue.
I see it, Bob.
No, that was already
I see you now,
Oh,
Bob.
we should
I
put
see you
that-
guys. All right. You see me?
Salud.
Does anyone?
Salute.
Hey, I got an idea for the next
Cheers.
thing. It should be acid
Cheers.
critique.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, what's the over under on we're the only 8 people watching this right now?
Oh no, there's people haven't left.
There's 8. No, there's 8 people.
Yeah, but
There's like 13 people who have tuned into this.
I'm gonna say it's just us 8.
You guys are entertaining.
I love you all, man.
This is entertaining for me.
Would you watch
and
a
that's all
bunch
that
of
matters.
people getting drunk? Right?
yeah.
Would you just sit around watching a bunch of people getting drunk?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Keep it going.
Apparently,
We
8
keep
other
getting
people
drunker.
would do that.
It's called a drunk stream for a reason.
All right. You know,
So those 8 other people, they're the other.
I
8
just want to
people
say
who
thank
watch
you,
people get
guys.
drunk.
I just want to say
Yeah,
thank
Tony, what the fuck?
What?
You ain't getting off now tonight. You ain't. No, you're staying on, bro. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got no
you can't
choice,
leave
bro. You got no choice. You're staying on, bro. I'm sorry. That's it.
Okay, no. Okay, let's have
That's how
another
life
tattoo, but
is.
let's do like a full color thing here. You know?
Okay, it's coming.
Some Japanese
Yeah.
stuff.
Let's do a not portrait one. One that's not a portrait.
Yeah, do a tattoo that looks like a real tattoo this time, though.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Find one. No, I will.
Let's do a tribal.
Yeah,
I gotta.
You got ass
Let's
handlers?
bring
I gotta
travel
try
back.
one. Hold on.
You got some
Yeah, bring
UFC
let's
fighters
do
in the
tribal
chat?
Travel
critique.
used to be the bomb, bro. It was
Hey,
the
hey,
bread and butter, bro.
Yeah.
Tribal fucking.
Tribal.
in Canada.
This is Ben
It was the
Proudman.
worst thing ever, man. It's like a tribal. Tribal.
Let's do a Celtic. Let's do a
Where
Celtic one.
Where the AEW at?
This in Canada.
Tribal.
It's coming. It's coming.
Okay,
Oh,
Makes me want to throw up, bro.
Earlier.
Oh,
I
that's right.
love this tattoo at first glance.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
I
a
like
great
that.
tattoo.
Oh,
That's
man.
a tribal tattoo. and
It
it's
is.
Bigfoot. That's Bigfoot.
You're exactly
It
right.
is
This
a-
is a
That
tribal
is
tattoo.
Bigfoot.
Tribal, American,
I love this tattoo.
traditional
It's Ben Proudman.
perfection.
kind of looks like you're saying, "Hey, what are you
I love
looking
it.
at?"
I just
That's
love
like
it, period.
You know what? I like it. I
You
really
can't get a critique from me.
I like it. I think
Everything
it's
about
great.
this
It's
is
a badass
believable, and
tattoo.
that's
It's
what makes it
perfect.
good. I mean,
Perfect
it's like
tattoo.
this is a
Oh.
genuine tattoo.
That is an amazing tattoo,
That'll
bro.
be there
I
fucking
love it.
forever.
Everything about that is amazing, bro.
Yo,
It's
that
like
gorilla
It's like
has a
100
third
follows the
eye.
rock.
That doesn't look like that, but faded. Faded.
That's what a
still
real
there.
tattoo should look
100 years.
like.
Exactly.
That's my opinion.
Exactly.
That's my opinion.
That's a real
I
tattoo.
would say, you know what?
Yeah.
If in 80 years
I
from now
love
it's faded,
that tattoo. I really like
touch
it.
up.
So
that
so
tattoo's gonna look
hey,
great.
hold
if
up,
that
hold
person
up.
is flayed and dead.
Hold on for 1 second.
That's
So
a real
earlier we were
tattoo,
making
period.
fun of. Earlier we were talking about people using traditional techniques as an excuse for not being good at drawing.
Right.
So what's the difference in this and what we were talking about earlier?
Bigfoot.
This is a well-designed tattoo.
It's Bigfoot.
You're wasting tequila.
Bigfoot, man.
Oh
Bigfoot, man.
no! This is
From Seattle or from Canada?
This is transcendent gorilla.
Which one? Ooh.
Coolest tattoo I've ever seen in my entire life.
Stylized, but it's not, you know.
I'm telling you, man.
This is a trip hand.
No, but
gorilla.
you just committed blasphemy in
I
German.
just spilled tequila.
German terms.
Oh.
I'm drinking Jack Daniels, man, but
Good. This is a great tattoo.
tequila sounds better.
I love
I
it.
feel like I threw out a softball for people to have some genuine answers, and you guys are too drunk to answer.
And we're not making any money, so
I like it.
shit, that's like deficit tequila right there.
I like
That's a
Deficit
beautiful
tequila.
tattoo.
What does that mean?
That's like we couldn't even
Everything
afford
about this tattoo is
but we're-
perfect, bro.
This is
It's
a
a-
perfect
it's a
tattoo. I
perfect
agree.
tattoo.
This is
But why?
perfect.
Why
Really,
though?
honestly.
I agree. But
Yeah.
why is this a good
Because
tattoo?
it hits.
I like
it
the
hits
gold
everything. It should hit. Like
Yes.
it's everything it needs to be.
Yeah, but there's
Exactly.
got to be a descriptive adjective you can use.
How
What
about
makes it
language?
awesome?
would be that guy.
Number one that has the third
Really,
eye.
Daddy.
Number one has the what?
Solid. The outlines are
Drinking a
solid.
good
as
fucking
well.
tattoo.
It's
Oh,
totally
perfect.
solid.
Style.
This tattoo is fucking perfect for us.
It's
bro.
traditional in the best way.
Yes.
What does that mean? The traditional in the best way.
Okay, next.
Because it's not
But-
fucked up looking.
But
This tattoo is.
Hey,
perfect.
can't argue
No
with
more
that.
coming. No more fucking.
It
I'm
looks
done.
good. It looks good. It's
perfect.
graphically like intact. Everything is right. There's nothing that looks wrong that like jumps out at you. It's graphic. It's stylized. It has,
Well, the edge of the mouth is a little
And-
weird, but yeah.
but it's weird on purpose. You know, like that's part of the style.
Exactly.
Like
On
nothing
purpose.
jumps out as being out of place.
And it uses the strong suit of tattooing the best way that it can, right? Like
Yeah.
the deadhead kind of like here
Yes,
it is, here it's not.
totally.
It
yeah.
uses all the elements
It's
of
kinda
tattooing that we love
psychedelic.
just right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I agree with that. I love it too. I was just trying to start a conversation.
I like the hair.
Kind of just a little bit.
Yeah,
Bob
it's like
is
Jesus
missing. He needs his
Sasquatch.
filler person. His filler
Also, I really like the like implied murder scene background.
Whoa, wait a minute. I just noticed the third eye.
You just
You just noticed that?
That's like the main event.
It's got a third eye. It's like a third eye Sasquatch. That's even better
Yeah,
than
it's not a Sasquatch.
Third eye Jesus
It's an
Sasquatch.
ape that has become humanoid.
So what
With
this says
three
to
eyes.
me is like it talks
This
about
is
the
evolution
deliberate.
incarnate.
Exactly.
And it doesn't look bad at explosions, so it's just
It is-
watching
It's like
the
if
fire.
Shiva
Yeah.
was a Sasquatch.
Mixed with Jesus.
It is evolution incarnate because it takes all the things about tattooing that we know that actually work and it puts them into it gives them like a purpose. You know, like all the stuff that you know that works about
Yeah,
tattooing
it's
actually
like
works.
it's like tattooing just culminated in that tattoo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All right, now
Gabe.
let's just pass.
Okay,
Let's
so
pass
this
this
is
like it all
one.
just
very
happened
straight.
right there.
Pass. Hard pass.
Wait, can we all do a stop?
You know what? I know that Google reference. Let's just hard pass this.
Wait, who wants to do a shot?
I'm not sure what I'm looking at right now. I'm trying. Hold up.
I know we're looking at an expensive laser removal with a poor Google image reference.
Cheers.
I
I just got a pop up that said Gabe Ripley left.
Past that.
I guess that's
think you
we're
just
on
back
our own.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Bob, are you gonna play?
No.
Please.
Yes.
Play.
Yes.
Bob.
I'm not gonna play.
Bob, play.
Bob.
Oh, are you gonna play?
Yes.
Do we have the technology for Bob to
Does
play?
it look
and
like I'm
we
gonna
overlay?
play?
Yes, it does.
Bob.
sat back down and I started.
Oh, you
I'll do that.
I'm so fucking wasted. I can't.
I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
like I'm
At the end,
so
Bob, you
familiar with that
gotta let us out,
Google
Bob.
Chrome reference that I don't want to look at this.
It's really.
Go back.
This is gonna be fucking drunk.
That was the whole plan, drunk critique. Well, what movie is that?
Man, this whole drunk.
I gotta take a brief break.
0% of this tattoo is working
Okay,
at all.
let's see this.
I know.
It's not, that tattoo does not work for a couple of real obvious reasons.
It's an eagle.
Yeah, but it's
a
lacking definition in the head there.
They could have done more with it, you know. Considering all the
I can't stand when people lose bird heads in the wings.
Yeah, there you go, man. Well said.
I'm wasted,
I never
bro.
thought of that, but you mentioned it.
Listen, guys, I'm wasted. I'm sorry.
So this
it's
tattoo
kind of
is
like-
way more about the cover up than it is about the tattoo. That's a real common problem. You get too caught up in what you're covering and you forget about what you're trying to do.
So this isn't a cover up. They fucking lasered it.
Well, you're covering the laser mark. So if you've ever tried to tattoo over lasered skin, it's like a cover up. It's all the same thing.
But
this thing isn't allowing for what it actually is. It's allowing for the skin and the cover up area.
Tell me you couldn't cover the skin with anything.
Well, I mean, you could, but this person
It's really
focused
dark
on that
overall,
area.
I guess. You know, is this a cover up? It said.
Yeah, a laser.
Well, I see the other thing.
What kind of bird is it? We know it has wings. What is it?
I think it's supposed to be an eagle.
No, that's a real general assumption. I don't know if that's an eagle. You say that's an eagle?
Could be a condor.
Eagle.
It's maybe a
Because of
condor.
the
Yeah.
talons.
Oh, definitely not a condor.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
Definitely
know.
not a condor.
I didn't realize we were doing a cover up critique, man.
It's a tattoo
Could be a
critique, and
bunch.
that's a cover up.
But how you know it's an eagle?
That's my point. Is it an eagle? I don't think it's an eagle.
I thought we were just critiquing tattoos, man, not cover ups.
Somebody said an eagle.
Budgie.
This is an example of someone who got too caught up in what they were trying to accomplish rather than what they were like drawing. They were trying to worry about the cover up, not about what they were trying to create.
As I was saying before, the losing the head inside of the wings is something that really pisses me off. I'm gonna try to show an Ivana tattoo. I don't know if it'll work.
In a what tattoo?
An Ivana tattoo? It's not gonna work. Like Ivana just recently uploaded a bird whose head was inside of the wings, but she got the positive and negative right.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So Gabe, you just hit it
Yeah.
right there when you said she got the positive and negative right. That's one of the biggest problems this thing has.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, you ready for a shot?
I'm ready. You want to do one?
Yeah, but you're frozen. Come on, Gabe.
Come on, let's do it.
That's not my fault.
Frozen.
iPad, you mean? Yeah, we're
You guys, can you guys hear me?
Everybody's frozen.
Hello?
All right, there we go.
I'll show you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Where's my
Okay,
key?
awesome.
Yeah, we can hear
Are we
you.
doing a shot?
yeah, we're gonna do shots.
Let's do it.
You
Ready,
see
guys?
me?
Oh, there it is.
Can you see me or no?
And then we're gonna put you on for a split second. There you go, Bob.
Let's show each other's cat.
I'm using my tunnels of moose jaw back.
I got two. You guys got cats?
Yeah, y'all are so wasted.
Come on.
Well, you know.
Okay, everybody ready?
Ready?
You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers. Be safe.
Cheers.
Corona.
Fuck Corona.
Yeah.
Corona.
Coronavirus.
You know what I think of that coronavirus? I think it could fuck off.
It can suck a big fat dick.
I just searched
Yeah.
drunk critique and I come up with
Exactly.
a critical drinker.
You guys are wasted.
Oh, I found it.
Well, I'm motherfucking fucked up.
I know you are, Tony.
Hell yeah, Bob.
You're my boy. I know you are.
You know the last time
That's good.
fucking coronavirus, I was with Bob. How come we don't have it?
Dude, I know. We were like, we were at that fucking.
My grandmother just texted me and said that she's watching. So if you guys could clean it up, that'd be awesome.
Drunk now.
Hi, Grandma.
Tell her to blow us.
Sorry, Grandma.
Oh, look. Come on, let's settle down. Let's just do art critique.
Because I know he can't settle down right now. He's wasted.
My mom.
As long as there's no
Better like this.
tattoos.
Well, maybe for the sake.
Sorry to his grandma, babe.
Hey, can your grandma join the chat?
Say sorry to his grandmother.
Yeah, I'm sure she can.
I don't think so.
His grandmother online. She's watching.
Next time, everybody brings their grandma. Have the grandma critique.
If we can just mute Bob, we'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
Hey Bob, what is yo? Can you tell us about your room? Bob.
Oh,
whoa! Look at that.
People are setting up the mask game. What is going on?
What's up with that mess?
What mess?
Hey guys,
Bob?
how you guys doing, man?
Woo! That's sweet.
My man.
Woo!
How come we can't see Bob?
I don't know.
Because he's not talking.
How you doing, bro? How you and Sam doing, bro? You guys good?
Oh, there we go. It's only.
Oh,
Wait, that's not Bob. That's Paul Jeffrey.
Who just fell? Somebody
Paul
fell.
Jeffrey's not Bob.
What are the chances Netflix picks this up?
I can only hope. We can only hope.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect. It'd be a Netflix.
Okay, we need
fucking-
another.
fucking- Dude, it'd be great, bro. You know what I mean?
King.
Netflix
critique.
Have you watched that shit?
Yeah, I watched it.
I watched that crazy shit.
That show was pretty awesome. I gotta say, it was a good show.
I watched it. Watch the whole thing.
Oh, it's crazy. We binged it.
It is crazy.
It's terrible. It's like brain junk food.
Everyone is awful in that show. It's pretty good.
If I was a nerd, I would watch this.
Yeah, what show?
So let's say that Gabe could afford 6 camera crews and they followed each of us individually.
I think we could all
would have a
put on a
Netflix
show.
Yeah.
Which one of us ends up in jail?
Yes, you would, bro.
Bob
I
will get
mean,
the
would
whole
try.
camera crew
I would
drunk.
try.
Whoever follows Bob, he'll get
It's
him drunk.
That's incentive right there. You know, like if you're gonna be on TV, it's like, all
Rock
right,
the
well,
house.
you're gonna pay my legal fees. All right.
Hey, you can put Bob in the oven and see.
Hey, Bob, are you gonna play guitar for us or what?
Yes.
Tonight?
Hey, Bob,
Yes.
are you gonna play
That's
guitar for us or what?
That's the key.
Yes.
Hey, that's the key to signing a tattooer.
Looking pretty hot there, Bob.
Let's go.
It's a perfect way to sign off.
The key to signing a tattooer to a long-term contract is, will you pay my legal fees?
True. You know.
I think Jake had it right, Bob. Though, a couple of good licks to send us off with.
Hunter Thompson knew something about that.
I just want to say.
Oh my lord!
Yeah, Bob's gonna send us off with a couple of licks.
Hey, I just want to say something. Like, out of the whole freaking coronavirus, this has been the best freaking day of my life.
I agree, man. What a great time.
It's been fun.
We gotta do it again.
I love you, bro.
We gotta do it again.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Cheers, everybody. What a great time.
Cheers.
I love all you guys, man. What a great time, man.
Absolutely. I agree.
This is
I love all you
last
guys.
drink together.
You guys,
I worship all of you.
Aw, same. Let's hope we can get together in real life.
Oh, let's
Oh, yeah.
at some point.
Oh, hell's the game.
But
Cheers to all your health, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers.
Hey, anytime.
So
Hey,
to our tattoo family.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And can we apologize to whoever got subpar critiques?
Yes, I am
No.
very sorry if anyone
critique.
got subpar critiques.
Yeah. Resubmit.
Yeah,
Or,
they can deal
no,
with
actually,
We
let's
didn't
put-
intend.
let's put all the
so-
weight-
I mean,
Yeah.
they knew
Let's
it
put
was
all the weight on
they asked a
game
bunch
to
of drunk
represent their
people
They knew it
work.
was
to
drunk,
their
but
tattoos, so
I gotta give it to
what
Gabe.
did they think was gonna happen?
Gabe is the shit, man. Gabe is to me, Gabe is man.
Gabe is a good man.
Like, I know. I mean, that's
Hey, Bob.
There's
Is
8
Bob
drunk
gonna,
people.
Bob.
I'm gonna ask those 8 drunk people to critique my tattoo.
Kurt's drunk.
No, I'm not drunk.
I'm not drunk.
You guys are drunk.
You're drunk.
Listen, that was
You're
the
too
point.
drunk to taste this
You
chicken.
That
guys
was
are
the
drunk.
point
I'm
of the
not
stream.
Where's Bob? Bob.
He's playing his guitar.
Bob is playing guitar.
Hey, Bob.
You guys, I can't wait till we can
I
like
can
convene in
I
real life.
I know
Where's
that.
Bob?
In the real world.
Like,
The sound of a
I
guitar
hope that
getting
still
shot.
exists after all this.
Hey, Bob. We're supposed to do Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh shit! Yeah, let's do that.
Hey, Bob. We're supposed to do
We
Sweet
got
Child
we
of
got
Mine.
karaoke GNR going on right now. Let's do it.
The chat room is definitely wanting Bob.
He looks drunk.
Yeah, the chat room is always right.
Oh shit, Bob has turned
The
black.
chat is correct.
You okay?
Look at her. Like she looks
Bob
drunk.
turned back.
Look at him, Tony. He looks drunk. Hey Tony, you look drunk.
Hell yeah. Do they
Hey
have,
Tony,
We're gonna
it's
need
been
some
forever
karaoke.
since we saw
do
you.
they have this in Canada?
Fuck yeah, yeah, this
My
is Canada.
You need like some butt heavy.
Isn't your own lack of talent? It's being interrupted by a
Hey, Kurt.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
Bob playing Sweet Child of
Let's get a copyright strike on this stream.
Yeah. It's all gonna get shut off.
Hell yeah.
He plays it right.
Child of Mine, baby.
Yeah.
What a great time.
I think that's the best fucking song ever. I think that killed freaking Led Zeppelin. I don't give a fuck.
Definitely bringing down the copyright.
I think that's better than Stay With Heaven.
I agree.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Who's that?
It is.
Who said that? Who said that?
I'm gonna have to side with you.
Hell
Sweet
yeah.
Child of Mine blows Stairway to Heaven out of the water.
I think Sweet Child of Mine
Remember that time
is
we all
Stay With
got drunk
Heaven.
online?
Fuck Hairway to, you know what? Hairway to Steven, yes. Because butthole servers are good. You guys want to see my mice? Check it out.
Yeah.
I think Bob is fucked up.
Most likely.
Him.
What happened?
And we
can't
lost
see
Stefano
Bob.
at hour 2, I think.
So what happened to Stefan? Holy
His
shit.
battery.
He's long gone.
No, but
Yeah, he left a while back.
he can't drink. He's
Yeah.
His battery was
Where did
going
he
as
even
a
go?
problem now.
Stefano, he's gone.
no,
He was there for a while.
That shows how much tattooers are struggling. He can't even charge his phone.
that's what happened when you go green.
Is this like at the end of the night?
Hey,
When
Bob, that shows you're talking.
Let me see.
He's talking, but look, it shows there's something happening. Hey, Bob, you gotta turn your video back on.
Gabe, what's up with
Yeah.
Bob?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's showing he's talking. It has the little whoop whoops, but he's not there.
I think something bad happened.
Last I saw, he got up and put his
Uh-oh.
Is Bob getting busy?
Something bad happened.
Bobby's getting busy.
Hey, my phone just said it's gonna die soon, so I want to say something real quick on my behalf and on behalf of the Fireside Tattoo Network. I appreciate you, Gabe. I appreciate what Gabe does for the tattoo community, and I know it's a catty place, but I love this. This was a great time. Thank you, my friend.
Hell yeah, Cinco de Mayo, represent.
Man, it was great
Lucha
getting drunk with
Libre.
you.
Thanks,
Cheers,
guys.
everyone.
I'm
Hey, I'm
gonna
gonna
log
stop the
off.
stream, but you can stay on as long as you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna log off, but thanks, man. I appreciate what you did. I know we started talking about this a while ago, and I love that you put it together.
All about the light
It's all about the light source.
You know
I
what?
hope you keep it going. I hope this is a series that goes on for years.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Can't stay here.
Oh my God!
Look,
Look at
there's
that
a kitty
cat!
cat on there.
Oh, it's so fucking cute! Oh! Wait, who's that? What's the cat?
Lucha Libre.
It's all about the light source. Cinco de Mayo.
Her name's Millie.
Yeah, what's up with Cinco de Mayo?
I have a Cinco de Mayo.
That was not Cinco de Mayo.
Fuck, I didn't know it was Millie.
Hell yeah.
I think it's April.
April, yeah.
I think it's still April.
It's still April.
Hey, no, it's still April. But, you know,
Yeah,
No,
I think it's still April.
Cinco de Mayo.
I don't know for how long, but I think it's still April.
It's still April.
You know, a few
I
days.
think we lost.
Whatever.
I don't know where he went.
I don't know.
Aww.
I was
Look. But like, look at
Is
these
that it?
mice.
It's over now?
They're so happy.
Oh, those are the mice.
These are the mice. They're legit kind of happy for being captive wilds.
Oh,
Wait, can you zoom in? I don't see them.
Agent Cooper's going. Babe, other right there.
Okay, so we got Agent Cooper, we got Dale,
Yeah, we'll drink.
Agent Cooper
and we got Agent Cooper who loves to
on
do
the wheel. Hot Wheels.
Aww.
you know,
Oh, I love animals.
versus being killed by traps. This is pretty okay, right? It's all about, you know, comparisons.
yes.
They're pretty cute.
Aw. Wait, how many mice do you have so far?
Well, we have 11 right now.
That's awesome. Wait, you caught 11?
We caught them all in humane traps. Yeah, they're all from like, and some of them are like, they're fancy white mice. I don't know what's up with that, but they're like, they're exotic albinos.
That's a feeder
mice.
mice. Letting the feeder mice go.
Hold on.
My mice are feeder mice.
Or is that?
Yeah, they're like lab mice, but they're our pet mice now.
Why don't tiger? Tiger.
What's doing this,
Super cute cat.
I got you. Tiger.
Cute cat.
No.
Hey.
Look, this is our mouse that likes to go round and round in circles.
Agent
I think I'll have
Cooper.
one more.
So we've got Agent
Fuck
Cooper and Dale because they're trapped in the line.
Hey. We should have another drink.
Yes.
We should have another drink. Hey, good call.
Get another
Good call.
Bob. Where the fuck is Bob?
Drink.
Bob's
Yep.
gone.
Yeah, where the fuck is
Bob's
Bob?
gone. But we should have another drink.
All right, this is gonna be my last
Let's
one.
have another
And
Where's Bob?
One more drink.
Bob's gone.
look.
What did Sean say? 5 more drinks. 5 more drinks.
That's it.
Oh, we should get Sean in on this.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, he'd be hammered by now.
Next Monday.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, cheers, my friends.
All right.
Cheers.
All right.
I'm ready to do it again.
This was a lot of fun.
Ready to do it again.
Yes, best wishes to all of you. Cheers.
Yes,
Thank you.
best wishes.
Critique. Let's
Absolutely.
critique more tattoos.
Safe, everybody. Careful out
See you on
there.
the other side.
Hell yeah.
Don't go out. Stay safe. Don't tattoo right now.
Don't tattoo unless you were part of the dark side.
Hey,